It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top. Oh, whoa, boy. We done made it. We done made it to another Friday. Who would have thunk it? Friday, Memorial Day weekend, cookouts. Are they popping? We'll see. Who's having a cookout? Who's inviting people to the cookout? Who's bringing stuff to the cookout? Are you bringing liquor? Are you bringing food? What are you bringing to the cookout? Oh, you look and you say it's supposed to be raining this weekend. Who cares about the stinking rain? Miss Clark and Stacey Mitchell are claiming they're about to hit the cruise situation. They about to be in a cruise. Miss Clark, you might find a man. It might be no more single life. Yesterday's drama in a round table and people going back and forth and people giving their opinions and people saying they were doubling down and not doubling down. Today is going to be a low-key happy Friday. Who knows? I might get some this weekend.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
Want it? Who want it? You got to have it. You got to have it. And after we done, you gotta go.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
We grown people. Jay Black is here early. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. Had to run Monty to the airport. Jay, what the hell are you doing here on time? Why are you on time?
I woke up early too. Shout out to Cypher. He was first. Shout out. I saw Cypher on the check-in. What up, Ash Bash? I see you, Ash. Who I saw Nikki. I saw Miss Clark says she going on a cruise. That's how many days, Miss Clark? That sounds like fun.
Yeah, her and Stacey Mitchell experience. Tawana Coleman.
Okay.
Yeah, Tawana Coleman. Tawana, come get some of this. Tawana, Tawana, let me give you some of that. Oh, Miss Parker, what you want some to eat? Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
What up, Kirsten? She said she wants some.
Oh, tomorrow night. You got the lyrics to go. You know what? I'm stopping through. Hey, take some. It's on Jeanette. Why not? Jeanette, just don't punch me in the stomach. Take this. Well, boo, you already know you can't get that, boo.
What you gonna give her there? Wait.
You know what you gotta give, boo.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
I just switch it up, boo. I just switch it up for you.
What you giving Queen Boy? More time.
Queen Boy, you know you got to get the rowdy. Nikki B, what you say? You said you want some? That beat is tough. I ain't gonna lie. That MC Light beat, Stacey Mitchell. You can always Miss Clark up there. Come get some of this
Okay,
free
she
stuff,
said-
Miss Clark. Come get it.
If you see me and you tryna see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
Which one you want? Who wanted?
Oh, Afro Queen says she here. She wants some too.
Oh, say, oh, Afro Queen, you
Queen,
in play with me if you want. You don't get none, Ash Bash. You got a man. You don't get none.
Ash ain't got no man. I'm trying to tell you. Ash ain't got no man. What up, Cam?
Cam, my music, friend, the person who rocks them parties. All right, Ash. Jay Black said you ain't got no man. And
got no man.
Said you ain't got no man. He said you being catfish like that former football player. What was his name? Timu Teo. They got a whole Netflix. They got a whole Netflix special or a whole documentary on him getting catfish. I said I watched a few, like the trailer. I was like, I'm not spending my whole time. She wasn't real. We know the ending. We know.
What a way to start the day. Yeah, it's all fun. We having fun today. It's gonna be fun.
I'm exhausted. I'm telling you. Bonnie had a 6:30 flight and she said, Dad, you take me to the airport? I said, of course I'll take you to the airport. What type of dad is not gonna take his daughter to the airport? I got you. You're not gonna be Ubering. I thought she was talking about the Philly airport. She was like, it's the Atlantic City. Took the Atlantic City airport because she got a better deal. She got a better deal. I know a lot of the young cats at my job be flying out the Atlantic City airport because they're better prices. And I said, oh, shit.
That's a different drive.
I said, damn.
That's
and let me tell you, when parenting goes wrong, I've been adamant. My daughter has seen me fly out and she's watched me pack my bag. All three of my daughters have watched me pack my bag. And they know when I go, I'm still on right after 9/11. I'm there 2 hours, minimum 2 hours before my boarding time. Not when the flight's taking off, 2 hours before my boarding time. I don't play those games. I like to chill.
Wait, so if it's a 6 o'clock flight, so they start boarding at say 5:40, you're there by 3:40.
Yes.
So you through security, you through checkpoints, you just
I am the guy in the airport who's chilling, just walking. And this is drinking or not drinking. Drinking was even better because I could stop and get some drinks or somewhere in the Philly
well,
bar.
If you're in the lounge, yeah. If you got the if you're in the lounge, the flagship lounges and all that. That's
not even a flag. Chickies and Pete's in the Philly airport opens at 6 a.m.
Dark. It's dark rules. The AC early in the morning.
We took the Atlantic City Expressway. We took the Atlantic City Expressway. Sure did. So that being said, my daughter's seen me. So my daughter, her flight is 6:30. The boarding was 6:15. So we had to be there 2 hours before. She said 3 because they give you, if you ain't got the new ID, you have to bring copies of your bills. You gotta bring. It's like you gotta bring that. You gotta bring bills. So she had to bring all that. So she needed to be there 3 hours before. Motherfucker, the Atlantic City airport. First of all, I'm tempted to fly out the Atlantic City airport. The Atlantic City airport looks like a mall. It's a little
small. Yeah, it's small.
So dope. When we got there, it wasn't even open. The doors open, but it wasn't even open. I'm like that too, Mike. I need the airport before the employee. Dog, there were no employees there. Listen, the Atlantic City airport to me is so dope that when I parked in the front, we were the only ones. I walked in the airport with her and left my car right in front of the sliding doors.
Oh, wow. It's that type of park. Ain't nobody there. Yeah. That sounds about right.
I think I literally could have walked into the TSA if I wanted to.
Wow.
That thing, I said, yo, I like
cheaper.
this.
But I guess they don't have a lot of flights probably from the Atlantic City airport.
It's going
maybe Atlanta or Miami. He's maybe
going to Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. I looked at the board because I looked to see her flight. My car is out front.
I'm double parked with no word, but you ain't worried about nothing.
Nothing. I'm looking at the board, finding her flight.
Yes, being early is on time for us.
I love
2 hours. You ain't got to do 2 hours no more.
No, I don't want any rush at the TSA. You never know what the TSA going to look like. You never know what you can start the tendencies if something's going to change. I like chilling.
Oh, good morning, Ash. You got what you got for Ashley Newman? You got something for Ashley Newman?
Oh, there, Ashley, come get this. Come get this. all up in your face.
She married though.
She married. She married. She married. We get it. That's it. That's what you get. That's all you get. You don't get nothing. You don't get.
That's all you get.
You think I'm a waste? I'm a waste all that gyration for a married woman? That's it. That's all. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. No, I need that. Ain't no services being provided, nothing like that. Stop. So yeah, so we wound up leaving
Trenton Airport the same way.
We wound up leaving. What time did we leave? At 3. Got there at 4. Then I drove back, stopped by Wawa, I got some coffee. And then I came back. I still do 2 hours. Absolutely. There's no reason to be in any type of rush ever. You don't want to start your vacation.
Your paycheck don't even be open that early. When you that early in the morning, and
you'll be the first one to just scoot right through. You ain't got the real ID. You need pics of your grandma. You need and nobody still tells us. This is how ridiculous we are. This is what I'm talking about. What type of followers we are. Nobody has told us why they need the real ID. Nobody has explained why. Nobody.
I think it's better security. I was just assuming it's more security.
There's something that they get out of this that we have no idea. There's no reason why my driver's license isn't good enough. My regular driver's license that's been good enough for 52 out of the 54 years of my life is not good now. You better get at least 2 hours because TSA, real ID, TSA. That's what she said. TSA pre-check, global entry. I've seen holdups too. Yeah, I don't play. My check-in is 1 p.m. I'm leaving at 9. Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
No, why not just now? You know, all you got you can just walk like you walking in the park. Yeah, all right. I see all y'all. Yeah, I got my passport.
Yeah.
If you have your passport, you don't need real ID. Yeah,
You don't want to walk around with your passport. That's something about that, Tawana. Everybody want to walk around with their passport.
What's the difference? This is the wallet.
You're gonna get stuck.
You never know when you're gonna get stuck at the checkpoint. You never know. You never know. When I was traveling, so I was going on vacation. I get there early because I'm starting my stress-free. Exactly. Start everything off stress-free before I even get to my vacation. You never know. Traffic, yup. Flat tires, yup. Situations, yup. Now you're stressed before you exactly. And you know what? Ashabu, that's why you got this.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck.
That's why you got that one. That's why you got that. I went to Chicago last weekend and TSA was a mess. And then got to the gate. My flight was delayed. Yes.
Damn.
The earlier you get there, the better. Someone gave me the reason why you need a real ID. I'll let you know when I ask again.
She don't even remember. They told her, but she don't even remember why. Just said, okay.
What type of J Black shit was that? You didn't pay attention? What type of zoning people out was that?
I heard them talking, but I ain't maintaining it.
So how we even know if this is accurate? Nobody's giving a nobody on the news.
It's a conspiracy why we need real IDs. Somebody getting paid on the back end. Like real IDs is a stunt right now. Is a Trumpism.
All right, the troublemaker's back. There he is. Troublemaker's back.
He made it out of court. He made it.
Time to get your knowledge up and get ready to write down some facts with Dr. Aaron Smith.
Heed the words of the brother, Sissy.
This motherfucker. This troublemaker back. This troublemaker back.
By the red, the black,
The militant is back. He's back. He's back in here.
I wasn't militant yesterday.
No. What happened?
I was Fifth Amendment. Well, it was parental stuff. But as a black man, like you said, I don't care if it's jury duty. I don't care if I'm just walking past the police station or the courtroom. There's a chance I could fit a description. It could go left. So I was in there on my best behavior, and luckily they did the routine where the lawyers go in and talk. But the good news is, long story short, it was about custody, and I will be seeing both my children by next week, and that was the issue. Seriously, and it's been a minute. It's been a few months since I really seen them regularly. So that was. I was really home, like on some old grandmother back in the South prayer type. I was because I was close to the edge a couple times. You get to that point where you start to
That's what they try to do. They try to push us to the edge and use the kids against us. See,
you start tripping on you. You start thinking some things. And so I was close, but I prayed it through and I made it through. So I'm thankful.
I couldn't even imagine. Like honestly, I couldn't even imagine when I didn't see my kids because my kids didn't want to see me. That was a whole different story. That was but I couldn't even imagine what Super texted me. What the fuck? No, but that congratulations, real talk. Quick announcement. I make my debut on WP. Oh, guess what? DJ Super just sent me an announcement. DJ Super makes his debut on WPGC 95.5 in DC this weekend.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. That's a mainstream major station.
PGC. That's a major station out there. So go ahead.
This is a good Friday. You got the doctor.
Good News Friday. Good Friday.
Good News Friday. You got Super making his debut on
Good
PGC.
News Friday. Wait a second. Wait. Whoa.
You're right.
Wait a second. We got Good News Friday from the church that anybody can get it.
Amen.
Wait a second. Dr. Aaron Smith has been reunited with the family.
He and the kids.
DJ Super about to play them games up there in the DMV. Play them joints that fire music.
Major pocket.
And we got good news. I dropped my daughter off and found out the Atlantic City International Airport may be better than any airport I've ever been in my life. Hey, spent a whole hour with my daughter chit-chatting about the world. Jay Black woke up early and got on the show on time. Wait a second. Turn that music up. Wait. I need that music. Wait. Got good news. Got good news. Any news? It's good news.
It's good news Friday, people.
Good News Friday! Good News Friday!
Welcome to the Holy Tabernacle, Grace New Life Community, Fellowship Church on a Hill. This is the church of anybody can get. With your pastor, Michael Sean, and Deacon Jay Black. Now, everyone, please take your seats.
Shout out to Poppy. I saw Poppy posted that he just passed his drug test and all that, and he started a new job. He said new beginnings. So shout out to you, Pop. That's Steve James.
No seeds, no stems.
Welcome to the Holy Tabernacle, Grace New Life Community, Fellowship Church on a Hill. This is the church of anybody can get it. With your pastor, Michael Sean, and Deacon Jay Black.
Ladies and gentlemen, the P was clean. The P was clean.
P was clean. Pushing P. Clean P.
Unlike Cassie, the P was clean. Oh, it was good. He passed his test. Get the job. With no match. The P is clean. 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 The P is clean.
Now, everyone, please take your seats.
Poppy's P was
Won't
clean.
he do it?
Won't he do it?
He's a filter. In a troubled urinal. Oh, that must be nerve-wracking though when you're standing there not knowing if whatever you did a few days ago has expired.
Dude,
You
first
gotta
of
do
all,
biology.
I drank so much water when I was on probation. I drank so much water. And the dude was sitting there. He was like, we can't. When I was peeing, you know, they got to watch. He was like, we can't use this. I said, why can't you use it? Whatever the word is, there's a word for it. When you drink too much water, it does something to the pee.
It's too diluted or something?
Yeah, it's diluted. I said, well, just test it. Well, what's the problem?
I can't help the color.
He was like, dude, you're going to come back tomorrow. Cool, gives me another day. Now I ain't got to overdo it. I was like, I'll be back tomorrow.
If you insist, right?
If you insist.
Be back tomorrow.
Dude, and then the other time I was on probation, I used to go to this place. They made you go to this specific place. And we would go there and I'd be in line and you're not supposed to talk, right? You're not supposed to talk. But the dude next to me was just that loud, ignorant motherfucker who just wanted to talk, but I wasn't responding. We got to stand against the wall. There are big signs that said you can't. I don't know why you can't talk. I don't know if they think talking is going to help you pass the drug test.
They'll give you a tip. Hold your breath.
Yeah, hold your breath. We don't want these verbs to do anything to the urine. So when you go in, when you come out, the results come right in front of you. Like when they're doing it, they have the results right in front of you. Two things to the story. So when they come out, if you come out and they say, see you next month, You walk out. If they ask you to go to another room, there's trouble in paradise.
Side door. That's side door.
True story. True story. Dude's next to me. He just yipping and yapping, like yapping and yip. And I'm so like, why the only one who can't follow that sign got to stand next to me? Because I don't need this. I don't need this. And I was like, so I wasn't saying that. I just kept saying,
Were you looking at the sign to give him a hint?
No, I looked at some multiple times, and then I was like, he don't care. Like he talking about all, everybody got stories, probation stories. Everybody wants to tell the reason why they on probation. I ain't playing them games. I don't really want to talk about this. I want to get in. I want to get out. So I go in there, I pee, and dude knows me from the radio in Dallas. I'm a big deal in Dallas, right? Dude was like, yo, you was hilarious yesterday morning. That's already depression. The dude is actually listening, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Hilarious.
So I was like, that time I looked and I said, yo, why? What, does this test for alcohol? Because it was based on alcohol. I couldn't have alcohol. They were doing drugs. And he said, nah, this don't even test for alcohol. This tests for street drugs. I said, stop playing with me.
I'm nervous for no reason.
I said, this don't test for alcohol. He said, no, this is strictly, they got to send, they would have to send it out. They'd have to request, your probation officer would have to request to send it out to get another test. He said that costs money. They're not trying to spend extra on that test. And I was like, oh, now that was a downfall because I realized there was no reason for me not to drink 72 hours before I took it.
That's why they don't want you talking.
Yep.
See, he done tipped you off like a plantation revolt. Now you know the scoop and all the details.
First,
no talking. Shut up.
When I found that out, first of all, I would have liquor in the car. Not promoting that. That's bad.
In your back pocket. You would.
Once I got in the car, I'd be like this.
While you peeing, hold on. I'm thirsty.
Then it got so bad. I was drinking before the pee test because this is how bad this is bad addiction. All right. So anyway, back to the guy who's talking next to me. He's talking next to me. I go in. He goes in. There's 2 bathrooms. There's actually 4, but I go in this one. He goes in that one. I come out. He comes out. I'm walking and he's walking behind me, right? They say, oh, can you come here a second? They talk. Oh, I'm looking. I'm like, what? And they were like, no, him. And it's the loudmouth. So I got held up. I went the wrong way. The loudmouth went into that room, then had to come. When I'm walking, true story, I'm walking by an office and I hear the dude tell him, this violation can cost you 10 years.
And the talking dude?
Yes.
The talking dude.
And I was like, yo.
Well, I guess whatever his probation was, right? He could serve the whole thing. So
yeah. They said it could cost you 10 years. And let me tell you something. I needed that drink that was waiting in my car after I heard that. That stressed me out.
Drinks in your car at 8 a.m. What are we doing?
8 a.m. What are you talking about? But there is no time that there wasn't something. There wasn't a nip in the car. You better step your game up, son. You're gonna be in this dark alcoholic. Don't play with me.
You like talking dude, you gotta know the rules in here.
You gotta know the rules. I just told Jay Black I know Chickies and Pete's bar opens up at 6 o'clock in the morning at the Philadelphia airport. How you know? I know.
How do you know?
I know. I sit right in there with like 3 other people. Talking dude was ridiculous. And them Chickies and Pete shots, they were expensive, but they put it down for you. I got on that plane, went straight to sleep. What we got today? Jay Black was listening to Papoose and Remy Ma, which is a sad story. I saw him trying to get footage of the download that. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what this is. I don't know why they're sitting on doing Instagram lives, going back and forth. I don't know why Remy Ma start with Papoose and Papoose is replying and saying, listen, it's sad.
I thought Remy started with him because she wanted him to sign the divorce papers or something, then start trying to clown him, calling his girl. Her name's Clarissa, calling her Clarence because she got a little masculine face and talking about you.
They look way too similar to be insulting each other.
Remy softened up, though. Remy softened up.
She's a softer version of that same look.
Exactly. She's a softer version of the same look.
They both could go back to back with a man, and the man would feel very comfortable because they both look like they could break a jaw.
Yeah, she's disrespectful.
And take a punch based on the shape of their jaw.
Yeah, and unfortunately, right now she knows that taking that punch, she ain't taking that punch from Clarissa Shields. So that's got to bother her.
You know,
too.
Somebody told me, Mike, one time I was going through all this stuff with my ex, right? And somebody said something to me that just hit me, and it just makes me look at all these situations differently. And he was like, "Yo, he don't want you to be happy." And I was like, "Wow, like what?" 'Cause I was trying to make sense of it. Why would she do that? And why would somebody even, call? Why if I'm not even bothering? And he just stopped me and was like, "Yo, she don't want you to be happy." And now every time I hear these things, I'm like, "Wait, he's with Clarissa. They about to have a baby." I said, "Okay, that makes sense now." If I'm Remy and my thing ain't work out, and your thing is working, everything that we gonna talk about today about the back and forth makes perfect sense because you're already not with me. What's the issue? The issue is you over there happy. That Al Bundy thing. We used to be happy, and his wife be like, "Hey, what's going on?" You just get happy and peaceful for a minute around the wrong woman, and they're gonna come at you and disturb that
Remy
peace.
talking about the size of the apartment is small, how she paid to get his teeth, you lying through them teeth I paid for. Like she's just trying, she throwing insults when he's trying to be happy, and Clarissa got a new fight coming up. Yeah, like he's promoting. So
they don't want you to be happy.
They don't want you to be
would
happy.
be facts,
Put it all into perspective.
on facts, on top of facts.
Oh man, yeah, it's ugly.
And I'm sure there's some men like that too. Before they even get in the comments crazy, I'm sure there's some.
Lady Q, she probably about to
sure it goes both ways.
Let me see.
No, I ain't gotta go both ways. Fuck that. Y'all don't want us happy.
Good news Friday.
Y'all don't want us happy. That's what it is.
It's one-sided.
Women be acting like men. Women be acting like men are the only people who look back like, yo, I messed up with her. No, some of y'all out here, y'all looking back going like, damn.
Yeah.
I thought that alcohol took him out. I didn't know he was gonna come back like that. Yeah, bitch, I'm back.
And we talk like that a lot. We talk like we didn't know this and we were wrong about that and we was wilding. Like I hear men a lot of times talking about they were totally on the wrong path. And you're right. A lot of women maybe privately know it, but you need to be a little more vocal because for these younger sisters, you need some of these older sisters to be like, yo, I was believing Beyonce about being single and that chick went and got married and had kids and here I am.
Yeah,
I listening to the song.
I was talking about, I ain't gonna stand for that. I don't deserve him to cheat. And she stayed with her husband when he cheated. See, what you want us to do?
Publicly hate each other when they cheat. Yeah, Pap saying how Remy was out there smutting it up, being promiscuous.
And gave her multiple chances.
Yeah. He went to visit her like every week in jail.
Facts.
If my lady had shot somebody and got convicted, I would have broke up.
Yeah, we can say, Lady Q, this is the wrong story to talk about because we got first-hand experience that this.
Don't call me, Lady Q. No, the link is there. If you want to pop on, because she want to call and she call. Shall I answer, Mike? Do we let her?
Hey, go ahead, answer. Go ahead, I play.
All right.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, right?
No, we not.
You gotta be fucking kidding me that you guys are sitting up there acting as if Pap is innocent because he held his wife down in jail. That's the fuck you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and that's what he did. And that's what he did.
Bring on the screen. Bring on the screen.
Mike said,
she's not running her mouth today. Bring on the screen.
Mike said, look, I'm
I say yes, we're serious. Yes, we're serious.
I'm gonna text you the
link.
I'm gonna text you the link. I'm gonna text you the link. Let me text.
I thought she cheated with Easy the Block Captain. Am I wrong about this?
Yes, of course. But women will sweep anything under the rug. Okay. Women will sweep anything under the rug. Infidelity will be swept under the rug and got the nerve to say, "Are you kidding me? Yo, are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You are kidding. You are kidding.
And this whole thing, you're supposed to hold somebody down in jail. That's not true.
Oh, she got the link. There she go. Here y'all
go.
You
got to be kidding me. There's no fucking way you believe that nigga didn't do shit. You are kidding me if you think that she came out of jail and he was so perfect and held her down and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and she was just like, nah, fuck him. Bullshit.
Oh, do you know Remy? Do you know Remy?
Do you know Pap?
Yes. I know Remy.
Do you know Pap like that? Was you in they bed? You know they marriage? Do you know they marriage? Do you know their marriage?
If I hold you down while you're in jail, you got the audacity to cheat on me when you come out?
Because he was cheating on her while she was in fucking jail.
What? Allegedly. Now
he keep fucking with her. She gonna drop the receipts. She said she was still paying for shit. He was putting money out of her own money.
He just
but did. Do you really think? Listen. Logically speaking, do you really think if everything is perfect at home, right? She's being treated well, that she's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna go out here and fuck this scrub ass dude. Like,
let me ask you something. Why is it you believe it if a man has a perfect home and he cheats? You believe that?
Because I don't believe it because it ain't perfect. It ain't perfect. Men don't cheat in a perfect home. I'm not that silly enough to know that.
So once again, when a woman cheats, we decide to deflect it and say that.
I just said no. Let's be clear. I just said nobody cheats in a perfect home. Nobody does.
They do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Some people do cheat. Some people have. People cheat.
It ain't perfect. He may not have expressed that he's not happy.
Well, nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect.
There is no home
it ain't perfect.
But there is no home.
There's something that he hasn't expressed that he feels not being met. What I'm saying is that nobody's cheating for no reason, quote unquote. Everybody got a reason. Everybody got a reason.
Wait a second. And your reason could be selfish as hell.
It could be. It could be. And it also could be that a nigga ain't shit. So I'm not going to say, like I said, I'm not saying that, Remy. Listen. No, listen. And neither do you.
I have the evidence.
She said we have not shared a bed since 2022. That's an illegal document. That they have not been in the same bed since 2022.
Do you see how fast y'all will find and try and get any excuse to justify your infidelity?
Ask Jay. I was on Papoose side first. Listen,
I don't care what side is on. My thing is, it is public.
Ask him.
When a man is outed publicly for cheating, y'all don't never step up and say, yeah, but he must not have been happy. Had to have been something wrong. The first thing y'all do is jump out the window.
Listen to me. Remy ain't the one that outed. Remy ain't out nobody. Remy was fine. Remy ain't say shit. Remy ain't said nothing until Pat poked her. Remy didn't say nothing about that man.
I'm going to give you this advice. You are standing up for the wrong person.
Listen to me.
To tell you are standing up.
Listen to me though. Listen to me. What I'm saying to you is Remy didn't say nothing. Remy didn't say it. I don't care. What I'm saying is Remy, as far as going public and being online, Remy didn't say anything until Pat started
fucking with her. She had a boyfriend. Why would she have to say something? She's cheating publicly. She's at rap battle events to professing her love.
Because they have not been together.
But don't make the measure whether she said something. She did something.
They have not been together. But again, let me be clear.
It's disingenuous to say she didn't say something.
Let me be clear though,
doing something publicly. Disrespect him.
Sir, the man I'm married to.
Go ahead.
Stay right there with Pap and Remy.
No.
Don't go anywhere else. Don't go anywhere else. This is me. I gotta stay right.
I'm letting you know that I wasn't that. Listen to me.
You said she didn't say anything. I said she did something worse than say something. She did something. Please address that issue. Don't put anybody else or any other analogy to the scenario.
Because then she was done with the marriage. He was done with the marriage
because she was doing something. You can
because she was done. Because she was done.
So you can.
That doesn't justify it.
Because she was done.
That doesn't justify it.
I never said nothing about justifying it. Never said that.
What are you calling hype about if she did something wrong and you know it?
My point, I called because y'all are sitting up there acting like she's supposed to stay with this man because he held her down while she was in jail.
Staying. We acted like she cheated in public and totally disrespected him.
That's not what you said.
We didn't know nothing about
she left because he did. No, nobody got to stay where they don't want to.
Who did Papoose cheat with?
Wait, nobody.
Who did Papoose cheat with?
Listen, I'm trying to get to the point that I was team Pat from the beginning.
That's fine.
So was I not?
Papoose
was I not?
That's fine.
And that's when you were
right. Not, sir.
And that's when you were right.
Not?
Because who did Papoose cheat with?
Wait,
This is a very legitimate question.
Remy ain't said it yet. She ain't said it yet.
Well, that says a lot since we already know a couple people that Remy cheated with. And we know anybody Papoose cheated with. He must have been moving differently.
Because her shit is in her document.
Cheating publicly, the person cheating publicly is definitely doing more damage.
I agree.
The best. You came into the wrong person.
Agree.
You defending the wrong person for real.
But him cheating is not about me defending cheating or defending that. My point is, if we don't know either side and they're both saying shit,
because it was public, we do know one side.
But
when she brings out her evidence, people might change their mind. But right now,
that's what I'm
the only
saying.
person publicly disrespecting
and that's what I'm saying. Her shit is in her court documents. Is what I'm saying.
We'll wait for that.
And his
He said, we want to
we don't know that yet,
too. And he actually went on there on live and said, I thought she was being blackmailed by the dude she was cheating with, and I was trying to protect her. And I said, all right, well, hold that down. But since you want to smear me, I'm going to show you the text messages that you said that you weren't trying to holler at me. And he put the text message up on the live. And she said, I'll put these text messages up. Okay, put them up now. Because when you're wrong, you're wrong. And when I tell you you're caping for the wrong person, I'm
not caping for nobody. I'm not caping for nobody. It pissed me off when every time I hear somebody say, "Oh, he held her down." That's what pissed me off. That's what triggered me.
What if he did?
This is the favorite line that women use all the time.
That's what triggered me.
This is the favorite line that we learned
that line
from y'all.
is traditionally used for women.
This is the one that y'all use. I held him down when he had nothing.
And I don't like it when they say it either. That pisses me off on both ways.
Well, then, if somebody doesn't respect you for holding them down and doesn't have,
who said she don't respect him? How long ago did she get out of fucking jail? She was in jail for what, 7 years, and she got out. How long has it been?
Okay.
Whatever's going on in their marriage, how long is she supposed to deal with it? Whatever's going on in their marriage, how long is she supposed to be with him? I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So how are you going to tell her she's going to stay in it?
Why would you get upset with us for talking about what we do know? Based on something that you think is happening that you can't see and don't know.
Because if she left the marriage for whatever reason, she just don't want to be married to the nigga no more. That's valid.
But
that's
facts
valid.
that we're going by. We're going by the facts of what we see. You're talking about there probably has to be most likely something going on.
I just said, if she just don't want to be with him, that's valid.
Then don't shut up. It's over. Then go about her business and live her freaking life. Stop chatting and tweeting and getting online talking about the nigga.
Are we missing?
Keep it effing pushing.
Wait, are we missing the fact that Clarissa be shooting subs at her?
Wait.
Are we missing the fact that Papoose be talking shit about her and got her blocked? Are we missing that part?
If you don't want to be with them, then let it slide. Keep living your life.
Wait a second.
How can you talk about me and I can't talk about you back?
Wait a second.
If that's what they're doing, then they
if she doesn't want to be in a relationship, it's valid. It is.
It
doesn't
is.
give you the validation to cheat on him. If you didn't want to
be
in a
I agree. I agree.
So
I agree.
Board, she's wrong.
I agree.
What we know.
For cheating on him, I agree.
And if the roles were reversed and we were talking about a guy like this, nobody would be on this show right now. Because you wouldn't be caping for the dude.
Wrong. Because I was Team Pat. So wrong.
No, I'm saying if the roles
publicly cheating, parading another chick around and all around and embarrassing Remy, or you wouldn't have been Team Pat. If Pat was doing what Remy was doing, you wouldn't have been Team Pat.
Nobody. No.
But see, y'all missing the point. I'm saying if Papoose had done exactly what Remy did, because nobody was caping for Kevin Hart when he was cheating on his pregnant wife. I didn't hear none of y'all saying he doesn't want to be married or something must be wrong. There must be a reason. There must be something wrong with the house. They must be unhappy because no relationship is perfect. Because y'all don't do that when it's the other way around.
No, why would we say that about Kevin Hart? Because he wasn't trying to leave his wife. He wasn't trying to leave her. I'm not defending her cheating. I'm not defending Remy cheating.
So when he cheated on Tori allegedly, when that
I'm not defending cheating at all. I'm not.
Well, you just said it's valid.
I'm not defending cheating on any part.
What you say?
When did I defend cheating? When did I defend? When did I defend cheating?
It's the wrong topic. It's the wrong person to have this conversation.
I'll tell you.
When did I defend cheating?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
When you sat up here and said there must be something wrong with the relationship because people only wait. Let me finish. You said when people only cheat when something's wrong with the relationship. What was wrong? That was wrong, number one, because people do cheat in happy relationships and they do cheat out of selfishness. But you sat up here and pointed out, well, there must have been something wrong with it. That's defending her cheating. That's giving her
it's not. No, it's not, because I say the same about a man. A man usually just has a reason, quote unquote, to cheat. I may not agree with the reason, and I don't agree with cheating at all. But I've never cheated on anybody, so I don't know how that works.
That's the reason.
So I have no idea how cheating works or why somebody cheats, because I don't do it, and I don't understand it.
But normally I will give you credit for having good points, but you are all wrong on this.
Wrong on this. I can be wrong, but my point is, and what triggered me was the holding her down. That's all people keep saying, as if she may or may not have valid reasons for, or she may be the biggest whore out there, but she can do if she wants to do that. Stop using him being there for her as a reason that she should be sucking up.
Lady Q, have you ever been locked up?
Absolutely
have you ever?
not.
Okay, so if you're locked up for 7 years and somebody comes to visit you every weekend and takes the time out to visit you every weekend, you're gonna tell me you have the audacity to come out when nobody else came to visit you?
Or that doesn't matter. Or that
but the thing is, though, she didn't just come out and cheat on this man.
You don't even know that.
Come out and do that.
You don't even know that.
Neither do you.
I understand that, but you're sitting there going like, I'm tired of people saying he was holding her down.
Because what year did Remy get out of jail?
Holding somebody down.
What year did Remy get out of jail?
Lady Q, this is where you're
wrong. She got out of jail 2014. So we're now 11 years later. And she's still supposed to be indebted to this man 20 years. Like, are we like, come on, like what?
And she cheated on him multiple times.
I don't know about multiple. I have no idea about this multiple times. I really don't.
All right. So we're going
to. I really don't.
I think we got all our nachos.
I really don't know about how many times she cheated on and so forth. But what I'm saying is stop using as if I'm supposed, like, for instance, like, I don't work. My husband takes care of me. I'm supposed to stay with him forever and ever if I'm not happy because he takes care of me for all these years. Stop. Nobody got to stay with nobody.
Cheating. You're supposed to say this is not working for me.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I do.
Once you cheat, you open the door for people to say things like, "What the F you doing? He held you down."
And again, I don't disagree. But the whole. Like she wasn't supposed to do anything or leave this man, and I think it comes down to people being.
Nobody said leave. No, you should just change it. It's not leaving. It's cheating.
I think people are more emotionally attached to it because it was supposed to be this black love couple. So I think that's why people are more invested and so emotional about it.
Yeah,
and they're irritated and like bothered that it's playing out so nastily and publicly.
Yes,
and if a woman had held a man down for 7 years and caught the ridicule that he caught for holding her down from the industry that he was in, who was calling him a sucker for holding her down for 7 years, because that's what they were doing.
I'm not involved in that world, so I don't know what they was doing to him. I don't know that.
His actual mentor warned him against being with her. Kay Slay warned him before his passing to be with him. So when somebody goes through that, you owe him enough respect to say, well, this is not working out and I don't want to be disrespectful. Let's end it.
And I do not disagree.
All right. Thank you, Lady Q.
All right. Well, we appreciate you calling.
well, I'll ask you something, Mike. Mike, have you ever...
Go ahead.
Mike, have you ever cheated?
Yes.
When you cheated, was it always because something at home was wrong? Or sometimes we as men just be effed up. You know what I'm saying? That's the odd part. When men are talking to women, men are looking at women like, yo, we know because we did it. We know we're just saying it isn't true because we're some of the men that were in situations that were absolutely fine and we lusted or we wanted more attention or for whatever reason, like I said, maybe too many drinks, whatever happens, we as men are laughing in our minds like, no, that's not the reason these things happen, at least when from our perspective, because we're the people that have experienced it firsthand. Even when it comes to being locked up. Like I said, Mike, have you ever been in the jail? So you asked the caller, you ever been locked up? No. So if you're talking to men who have cheated and you're talking to men who have been locked up, why would you jump in and be like, I don't believe y'all? Absolutely not. Yo, we live this. I don't think a lot of people understand this because a lot of the callers were saying, a lot of comments saying, who are these people? So Papoose is a rapper. Remy Ma is a rapper. They do some reality TV now. And there's the pictures. But I got a little timeline up just from, this is just what it says online. 2004, they met. 2008 is when Remy Ma was sentenced to 6 years in prison for assault. The couple married over the phone while she was incarcerated. So that whole don't say he held her down, this is like 1% of the time. Most people that are married don't stay together that long or get the visits or support or get the fidelity during the 6 years. He not only held her down, he married her after he knew she was going to be away for 6 years. Then 2016, they renewed their vows on TV. 2018, they welcomed their daughter, Reminisce. 2022, the rumors surfaced. Listen to what the rumors were when it first went public of the problems, right? Rumors surfaced in 2022 about Remy Ma's relationship with a battle rapper named Easy the Block Captain, potentially leading to tensions between the two men. And then in 2025, 3 years later, after the rumors, Papoose is the one who filed for divorce. That's what we got to work with. And then we got all this stuff online and the back and forth with the text message and the audio. But as far as what we know and what the general story is, as far as reporters, it's looking more like there could be a whole lot of stuff Pap did that might come out later, and people could change their mind based on the evidence that's presented. But as far as the evidence and what we know right now, it's looking like she was held down.
I think she changed her mind a little bit, Mike. I think she said, I'm not a man.
I'm not a man, so I have no idea why men cheat, but I have idea why women cheat. At least most
and it could be different reasons.
And listen, this is my only pet peeve. This has been a forever thing. Men will say, I effed up. When a woman F's up, there's always somebody who says, well, he wasn't paying her enough attention. That's the go-to. He was leaving her home all by himself. I wasn't happy. He was working too much.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard people say that.
He chose his career over me. He chose his career over me. I've seen it on Oprah. That's where I got my first running joke when Oprah. Well, what was it that made you cheat? It was, and they did a whole episode on what he did to make her cheat. And
that's what's going. But you heard the conversation. I'm sure you heard some of these conversations around Cassie right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm watching the Kid Cudi, the testimony, and even the reporter was like shuddering when she had to report. She said, yeah, and then Diddy was asking where Kid Cudi lived, and he was mad at Kid Cudi, and Cassie gave him Kid Cudi's address. Well, I said, she dropped the location before they were dropping locations? This man is known for being abusive and violent. He's talking about getting at the man you with now. You gave him the address? Mm-hmm. But of course, you can fall back and be like, oh, I was scared.
I mean, listen, that Cassie thing, me and my daughter had a long talk about it. That Cassie, listen, people, and this may go against, because me and Dr. Aaron Smith, we're on the same page right now, but we're about to be off the same page. When you grab somebody at 19,
and you 30-something,
you have just grabbed a kid off the streets, basically.
Yeah.
And you have now put them in, exposed them to situations that you can never unsee.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get in those situations, as Cassie did, there will be a point when grooming is not only getting somebody to do something, but changing somebody's mentality to actually get them to believe they enjoy doing it.
To become something. Yeah.
You like getting peed on.
Not just do something, become something.
Let me tell you something. That child never in her wildest dreams when she was 16, 17, 18 years old thought somebody was going to pee in her mouth. Ever. But when you put the right mixture of fame, unheard of money, unheard of drugs, but that's a whole nother subject for another time. That is.
But I remember I think y'all remember, right? Ryan Leslie came to the station.
Ryan Leslie, that's when he was dating Cassie.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard that because he had did her beats, he had manufactured her whole thing. He was the reason that she was in all these rooms and had this music. When I heard that she left him and was even around Diddy, just like I was like, with the information I have today, not after all the I'm talking before any freak or before anything, I was like, oh, she foul. She wanted him. I'll do all the beats with you. I'll do the whole grind with you. Mm-hmm. When I see an opportunity to jump ship for the bag and the light, I'm going to bounce. I'm not saying it's right, what she did or what happened to her, but there is a pattern in a relationship between this opportunistic, cold-blooded, callous, using people type energy that comes back to people tenfold, and there's nobody that's innocent in the equation. When I learned about what R. Kelly's sister did to him, it didn't justify nothing he did, but I never heard anybody say, well, R. Kelly did it because he's a victim. Hurt people hurt people. Nobody ever said that about R. Kelly. R. Kelly was molested by his sister when he was a child and his brother. Nobody gave a darn. So now when I start looking at things, I'm using the same type of stuff. I'm looking like, I don't care what happened to you. You shouldn't have been doing what you was doing. And that's how I am all the time. Be accountable, go to therapy, but don't go out there hurting nobody else or doing nothing to nobody else. Because if somebody asks what happened with Diddy, that's one conversation. But let's talk Ryan Leslie first. Why did she bounce on Ryan Leslie like that?
But
why
we
did
know
she
what
leave?
we-
Why did she leave with the trainer that he paid for? Why did she bounce with Kid Cudi and was calling, or the ex-husband or the husband now was calling while she was with Diddy literally, and she's FaceTiming him? Like, there's a lot of foul things you doing too. And you can say, well, I did all my foul stuff because of Diddy, but you were doing foul stuff before Diddy.
Well, the only problem I have with that is that if somebody did something malicious to me and somebody did something that was really horrible to me, everybody could point back to my past and said, yeah, but Mike did this. So, I mean, if
You
we're
always got
gonna,
it out.
you know what I'm saying? There's always an out. So somebody gonna take accountability for.
It got to be a mixture. It got to be a mixture of personal accountability and trauma and what people are doing to you. Like, all it plays a part. I'm not saying what percentage, and I'm sure it's different percentages in every conversation. I'm just saying overall, I think we need as a culture to be a lot more nuanced, because cancel culture got us at the extreme level. We don't even want to entertain anything. And that's why Candace Owens just talked to Harvey Weinstein, and he's dropping all these bombs like, yo, Gwyneth Paltrow said that Brad Pitt was going to kill me and that I made her uncomfortable, but then she did 11 films with me. And it was like, wait,
Yeah, but Harvey Weinstein knows why she did 11 films, because if you offer somebody $50 million,
she's from a completely he gave another fact, said she's from a terribly rich family and never had to do a movie in her life.
But guess
so
what?
All that opportunity and money didn't really play. But I didn't know none of this. I'm saying, but I would want to know.
Yeah. But fame,
it's a different drug.
Fame is different. But since we've gotten so heated, I thought this was gonna be a lighthearted.
It was just Good Friday.
I thought
it was just Good Friday. If people get jobs, get their kids back. Talking about cruising.
Pat and Remy messing it up again.
Yeah. Everybody take a deep breath. You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
Serious craving for something I want to eat.
Jazz hands, get the jazz hands.
I need some cheese, tomatoes, and olives, and maybe even some meat. I need some pizza. Every time I want that pizza. I go to David's Pizza.
You ain't gonna tell me I'm not a genius. The fact that I pulled that clip, you ain't gonna tell me I'm not a genius. The fact that I knew what that clip would do. The fact that I knew that clip, man. Let me tell you something. Somebody gonna give me my organizing a radio show ability. Just somebody gonna give me my flowers.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like.
Don't act like it ain't. Boy, that icebreaker changes everything. Trauma explains behavior, does not excuse behavior. Got you, LaShawn. Go ahead, talk that talk, girl. Y'all need to go get some more snacks. I'm hungry. All right, dude. Well, go.
What was the trauma one again? Trauma doesn't. I like that one.
Trauma.
It was on TikTok. She took that from TikTok. No, I'm playing. Trauma explains behavior, does not excuse.
Yeah, I like
behavior.
that. It explains but doesn't excuse. I'm gonna use that because that's all I'm trying to say. Yes. You still got to go to jail, R. Kelly.
you still got to do your time.
But part of the sentence might be treatment as opposed to just sit down in your cell.
Read that comment again. Read that comment again.
Let me go back to LaShawn. Go back.
Read that comment. Trauma explains behavior, does not excuse behavior.
Girl, shut the up.
No, I like that one. I like that one.
Girl, shut the up.
I thought LaShawn had one. You just
nigga, please.
Oh God!
Right. Is making one time. You're on. Coco always want to crack some jokes. Everyone.
He said you got Taiwan. Your Taiwan sweatsuit on. You trying
That's vintage. That's vintage
right there. Though.
Stop locking. Electric Boogaloo breaking two. Turbo with the broom.
If you know, you know, right?
No, you know. If you know, that's vintage classic. All right, this is too intense. Let's bring it down.
Somebody said free Tory. No, I'm just playing. They said the gun was pink. The gun was pink.
No,
but Mike, seriously, I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna identify with the good sister Lady Q, because when Lady Q said, I'm a stay-at-home wife and my husband works, I said to myself, oh, it makes sense, because she's tired of certain narratives, because as a stay-at-home mom, sometimes people don't see your contribution and they always want to overemphasize the capitalistic aspect of support and relationships. So when she said that, we was already going in it, so I didn't really stop the momentum because it was good. But in a moment, I was thinking that makes sense from your standpoint. But I'll share with you the reason why I'm always stressing nuance is because all my life I've been far more suspected than I've been supported. I've been the only black person in my grade. I fit a description a million times. It's always been what you did right now. Nobody cares what anybody else did to me. Nobody cares what society did. I remember a Slick Rick on Young World, society's a weak excuse for a man, right? I remember people saying, as a black man, nobody wants to hear about any systemic racism or anything. If we catch you doing anything, that is all we ever will care about. And I remember always thinking, yo, there's more to it than that. Or somebody did something to me first. And I'm talking since grade school. So when I take these stances, like, yo, we got to look at it holistically. Now, I'm letting y'all know my bias. The same way Lady Q was sharing and it gave some insight. I'm saying the reason why I'm always like, yo, Weinstein might be a monster and might deserve time in jail. But a lot of people might have also lied on him. Both can be true. People could be chasing a bag at a pervert. Somebody could lead a civil rights movement and also have thoughts in an after party. Word to Dr. King. Both can be true. He could have been targeted by the FBI and also targeting the thoughts. Both can be true.
Yeah, and you know what? And you're right, everything you said, but I don't care.
They never cared for me either.
I know for you, I care.
When I was in my jail cell, I was explaining it. I was like the systemic, and they was like, "Yo, shut up."
For you, I care.
What the girl at the braid say? That's how the cops was talking to me when I started getting all professorial in the jail cell, talking about the way the world and history. They was talking to me the same way, like the girl with the braids. I got to go to academia. Nobody want my thesis in here.
I don't give a damn about Harvey Weinstein. Fair, not fair. I don't care. I don't care. You, I care about. You, I care about your situation. You are Harvey Weinstein. If you go to jail with that type of privilege, then that was your fault. If you have that type of power in this country and you are that type of complexion,
you deserve jail.
And then that's on you.
You know what I'm scared about, Mike? I'm scared when they leave the liars out here, though, because the liars might come to us next. I want the liars locked up too.
I didn't know Envy was going to be on the show. I didn't know.
I see her pop. I don't even know how Rashida knew she was in backstage about to pop on. But Rashida said, "Hey, Envy McKee." So let's bring
Envy McKee. I don't even know.
No, that was all me. I just want to be a surprise for Good Friday.
I didn't.
I'm like legend reunion. You know what I said? We need to change the energy. We need some estrogen in here. We need.
Envy, need some estrogen. You need.
It's only right. Let me give Envy a little something. All right, so Envy McKee's up in here. I had no idea. It's a surprise. It's I normally do her show also, so it's a beautiful thing. It's a good news Friday.
We back.
Good news. We got
Takeover Legends.
We literally have
Team Pepper, Team Remy. No.
Team only.
I am not interested in this conversation at all.
The best part was all the people listening talking about who are they. That was the funniest part to me. The comments that kept saying who are they?
Who are they?
We were so passionate, and the people was like, "Who are y'all talking about?"
But this is the point where our demo. This is why we got Monty on the show on Wednesdays, because our demo is like it starts at 60. Like
no.
AR peeps.
Like, what are we doing?
Good morning.
Who's taking a test? Who's getting a pap?
This is the Takeover Legends with hip replacements. Like, what happened? Like,
was Remy diagnosed? They said Remy had a pap.
Yeah, what she does in a pap smear.
This is where the conversation takes a turn.
Oh, pray for Remy.
Literally, the show was gonna be after yesterday. Envy, if you weren't obviously here, we had a round table, the first ever round table where we let the viewers get on, and that got very heated. And we let them all get their shine and their views and opinions, and things got seriously intense. And Jay Black instigated most of the shit, and I had to be the person to try and level everything out and try and get everybody to reunite. So today's show was going to be very silly and lighthearted. I didn't know the intensity was going to up like this. I was going to have a whole show. Was it okay to take leftovers at a restaurant? Swear to God.
Just something
I
silly.
thought it was a necessity.
TikTok has this thing where people are actually saying that it is classless to and it's us. It's us.
What do you mean? Just to ask for a box?
Classless?
Ask for a take home?
Yes.
So this is actually interesting because when I was in London, and this is going to sound real poo-poo.
Oh, that's a good flex. Wait a second. Wait, let's clap it up for
that. Started in London.
When I was in London,
After I went to London, like this was so long ago. Barack Obama was being inaugurated, so just everybody relax. But
where it was.
when we were in London, they actually, if you ask for food, they give you the portions that you're supposed to eat. And if you take it home, you actually got too much food. So from that standpoint, and I don't know if it's all over London or whatever, but you actually had to, can I get a bag to take this home?
Wow. Well, there was one, I don't know if it was in Japan. I don't know where it was. The lady said, we normally don't take home. We don't take it. Not normally. We don't take home leftovers because we are very big on eating fresh food, and we don't want anything that's. And I was like, well,
must be nice.
I said, all right, well, if you want to do that, I can't argue if that's your thing. But this turned into us, people of our complexion, literally saying, I won't date a man who takes the doggy bag at the end of our date and asks for a doggy bag.
That's abrogation. I can't.
So you want a man that wastes food?
I don't know.
Like
that's weird. It's weird.
I
I also feel like we're in an age where we're looking for things to be angry about.
No, yeah, that is too. So I said, as I was thinking about it, I said, listen, I might as well, if we want validation, let's ask the white folks what they do. So I got a clip of the white folks talking about what they do. This is what the white folks had a conversation. It'll come up in a second.
If you're on a date, is it okay to take your food to go for leftovers?
Oh, 100%.
Yes, 150%.
What the majority of people say is do not.
Which date? Because first date, I would say no. Anything after the first date, I would say yes.
Second date, all bets are off.
Wait, why is this an overthought thing? If you have leftovers, take them.
I think it makes you look kind of cheap.
Why?
When the guy buys the dinner, you can't be like, yeah, can I take these dumplings to go?
I feel like
now this all
weird.
This all is really not weird. It coincides with how women didn't want to be taken to the Cheesecake Factory. How the Cheesecake Factory got total slander for like 6 months, where people were like, "You can't take if you take me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm not a cheese. Do I look like a cheese?" And some of the women did look like they didn't look like they were up to Cheesecake Factory standards. They looked like diner standards by the trap house. But
we need to calm down. We need to calm.
You see LaShawn's comment right there?
It was door dashing under for them. Mike
takes doggy bags and uses coupons. Yeah,
thank you. And y'all gonna stay together and have money. I'd rather be classless than foodless.
Now okay. I agree. I agree.
We are mad about is so weird, and I'm saying we, but I mean y'all.
But it's the IG generation. Everything's for the look. How
Yeah.
it looks. People are living according to how it looks instead of feeding themselves and being responsible fiscally. Everything's like for the gram or for online. So everybody's thinking in terms of how that will be captured on social media as opposed to like real life.
Yeah, but doggy bags are not captured on social media unless you take.
Depending on who you're dating, because some people, the food, they take all the pictures.
Depending on who you're dating. Asha says people are doing too much. You pay for the meal, whether you eat there or take it home. It's your business. Always some social media drama over nothing. Listen, hey, don't shoot the messenger. This is what.
And I stopped listening to white people, Mike, once they said they didn't use washcloths. Just for that one clip.
I am not taking a doggy
they said use the bar of soap by itself, right? Don't use
white people said don't use washcloths, and that's when they lost me. I haven't listened to white people since then. No offense, but
all right. Let me tell you about washcloths. This is what I have a problem with washcloths. This is what you got to change your washcloth very often.
Yes, there is etiquette.
Like you can't have a washcloth for 2 weeks and thinking
and one for your face can't be. You get
it. Yeah, and you got to have one for your. If you're gonna do the washcloth, you got to have one for your face and one for everything else. Like people think they're killing the game by saying I use a washcloth. If you use the same washcloth for your entire body, I don't want to be around you.
It got to be plural. It got to be washcloths.
Yes.
I use washcloth. It's like wait.
Somebody said Cheesecake
just
Factory.
As bad as them.
Cheesecake Factory is nasty. And well, Cheesecake Factory used to be better, but the problem is once anything franchises and gets that huge, it always seems to. And once again, when you start eating something like Olive Garden when you're younger, I used to love Olive Garden. I used to love Olive Garden.
The breadsticks, all that.
But then when it gets super popular, especially somebody who worked in a restaurant, you realize how fast they pushing this stuff out. So obviously stuff is going to start to decline. I'm screaming.
Red Lobster quality go down.
Oh, there is washcloth at kids for sure.
I just want to know who in this big age is washing their face in the shower. You don't have.
I wash my face in both because I
do both. I definitely do both. I get what you're saying though. I got a
How do you
face
understand
routine that I do, but I also
Skincare. It's called skincare routine, and it
It
doesn't
is.
require what?
No. You're good. You're good. I wasn't stopping you, but
Look at the
I love
comments.
this. I love how ridiculous this conversation has gotten. I want to keep it here. Jay Black said, "What? What'd you say, Jay Black? What'd you say?"
I just want to. You can't wash your face in the shower. Help me understand that, because you got 2 rags, so one is designated for everything
You don't
else.
need it if you wash your face
That's
outside
not your main
of the shadow.
conversation,
So I use the shower to steam my face, and then I do my skincare routine.
Yeah, I'm really just I'm rinsing my face off in the shower, but my real routine is gonna be at the sink.
Yeah.
Love this conversation.
Wow.
We needed this.
Wow. We
Okay.
just needed
We
a
needed
thoughtless.
this. We needed a thoughtless
just
And there's actually been times where if I did like a mask, I'd go into the shower and finalize my
rinse it.
skincare routine to rinse off my
So
final step
do
of my
you do
skincare
just
routine in
the
the shower.
soap bar too, Envy? Like Dr. Aaron Smith was saying, like, do you do just the soap bar on your body?
No, she
or
said
do
she
you
does a
put-
whole routine.
No. In the shower, I have these exfoliating
loofahs and all that.
It's not a loofah, but it's there. I have
Yeah.
exfoliations.
See, that's what it's look.
She mine.
Oh, that's the type of woman I need right there. The one that has
Exfoliations.
That's
Yeah.
exfoliation.
I
I
need
need a woman that uses words like exfoliation, not just rubbing bar soaps and letting the shampoo drip down your legs.
I will
That's what they
only
were saying.
I will
They were saying
only
the shampoo from your hair, the dirty shampoo water, is gonna clean your legs off, and you don't need a washcloth.
Well,
Pop it all, head for the hills.
I'll give you one better than that. This is a true story, but I'm going to leave the names out from a person I know. And she was married to a man. She was like, I didn't understand. Like, his feet are always smelly. Like, I don't get it. Like, the feet. Like, I don't get it. She was like, and I asked them. I finally broke that they were newlyweds. I was like, what? She was like, what's going on? Like, why? I understood when you came over playing ball. I understood coming from the gym. I didn't understand why. Like,
Coming out the shower.
She was like, you fresh out the shower.
Your feet stink.
And she was like, don't you wash your feet? He's like, well, the water hits them.
You got between the toes. You got between the toes. You tell her the water.
And the hilarious part is because she was a newlywed, she looked
Thank
at
you,
me for
Ash Bash.
she looked at me for advice, and I was like, "Oh." She said, "Do you wash your feet?" I know this sounds great. I said, "Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's the whole yeah." And she was like, "Oh, so I'm not wrong." I said, "No, you're not." So I mean, people got silly things.
They
People
look
got
at it like the shower gel, Mike.
And you have to use baking soda. You have to really, child.
Yeah, like tea tree oil, all
after
kind of
that
stuff
cloth.
they need, after the fungus
No,
starts.
if your feet smell after you get out of water,
But they using the scrubbing bubbles theory. You know how remember that product scrubbing bubbles where you just put the gel on the shower and let it just drip down. It's supposed to take all the dirt away. Remember the commercials with the animated bubbles? That's what they think. They think that the soapy water is going to just take all the dirt off them and take the dirt off their feet.
Now, two places.
Stinky feet as an adult is nasty work, and that is the truth.
That is nasty work.
It's
Two
full
places.
grown adult. That is the truth.
Out the shower.
There are two places where I've never put the soap on my body, but there's
Now,
two
if you want to talk about reasons for divorce, there it is.
Goddamn.
If you thinking out the shower,
you
File
can't
the
just give me
papers.
advice.
Is that what happened, Remy? Okay.
Shut up.
now she say that. Now Mike, if she say that, I might have to switch teams now.
That's what did not come out.
If she come out tomorrow and tell us something, let me tell you about this.
Let me tell you that this Negro gets out the shower and his feet stink. He does not wash his legs. He just
I'll be up here like Team Remy. Nigga, please.
You're welcome. I brought it home.
So two places. I've never put the soap on me. I've never done this. I've never done the commercial. And a lot of people saw the commercials when we were growing up and thought, well, that's
rubbing
what
the bar
commercial
all over them.
says. But you gotta wash all parts of your body. You can't be rubbing the soap on all parts of your body.
Yeah,
You got to, I don't have a bar soap. I got the thing go like that. Two places where, and it was really weird because I have a really weird relationship with hotel rooms. When I was drunk, I didn't care. Like I got under the comforter. I did the whole thing. Like I did everything. Sober, I started thinking, why should I use trust that I should use this washcloth? Like, should I really trust? So that's when I would do the I would do this and watch myself because I'm a little weird about that. And now laying in beds in hotels freaks me out, especially in New York with the bed bugs. So a lot of times I'm almost fully clothed, like laying on top of the actual comforter. Even though, listen, by this time I should have caught something because I've been under them blankets for so I've motels, hourly spots.
Motels. Oh, whoa.
I've been comfy. Like I've thrown it back like I was at home, taking off the socks, the whole nine.
At a motel?
No, I'm not even.
The Mo stand for Mo bed bugs.
Do you understand how many motels I stayed at that didn't even that when you walked out you were outside that I stayed at doing comedy?
I've been once or
When
twice.
you walked out,
You walk out, you're outside. You're right there, at the car. You right at the car.
Your car's right outside the door.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so convenient because I could just smoke right out there. I was like, this is great. I hated the fact that I had a hotel room.
You got a little chair by the door.
Everybody should do this.
So Envy, out of a 7 day out of a week, how many times are you supposed to shower? Are you an every day you supposed to shower person, or is it every 3 days? Something like that. What are your thoughts on that?
2, 3. That's a setup. Every 3
That
days.
is a setup because
No, because there's a lot of people that think
twice
this.
a day.
You said,
Look at Mike's eyebrows up. Everybody eyebrows is up.
Do you need to take a shower every day, Envy?
What type of question is that, Jack? What's that?
No, we talking hygiene. Every day?
Twice a day, every day?
Dog, I took so
Why
many.
are you like,
I took so many showers. The dermatologist asked me. I went to the dermatologist. The dermatologist told me, how many showers do you take? I said, well, it depends. Normally, before I go to sleep and when I wake up. She's like, cool. She said, what else? I said, well, before I go to the gym. She said, you take a shower before you go to the gym.
Before you go to the gym?
Yeah, I don't never want to stink at the gym.
It just gets me in the mood. I take a shower before. So then obviously when I come back from the gym, I take another shower. Yeah, I take another shower. So literally my day sometimes was consumed with, especially when I lived in Dallas. It was like 4 showers. So my skin was, and they were telling me
it's dried out. Like Ms. Clark is saying, that you taking it every day, it's going to dry your skin out.
Well,
right?
pause with it, taking it every day. Like, what are we?
But you got to
every day.
Well, she just said every day and every night. Okay, all right.
Shower twice a day in the morning. Oh, since Envy's here and we have a female's perspective. This is a silly.
You shower and go. That is different.
Before I go to play ball,
I don't stink, so I don't mind going to the gym unshowered.
And I'm not the dudes like when I play ball. I hate playing ball with somebody who just started playing ball and they already funky. So I would overdo the deodorant.
No, you're right, Mike.
I hate that. I'm like,
I've had that experience when you go to the gym, you go play ball, and somebody gets to the court and they already low, and you're like, we about to sweat, and you already there. If you're already musty, yes. I shower before I play ball and all that too.
And then once we reach a certain age, we already start to sweat. So taking a shower every day, twice a day becomes a part of keeping it fresh and cute and country.
I learned that from my mom too, because sometimes you come in the house and you be like, Mom, I took a shower early this morning. You smell like outside. Get in the shower.
Smell like outside.
Just growing up, my mom let me know there's no limit to how many showers. You take the amount of showers you need.
So listen.
What you did earlier.
Fearless, you didn't see Dr. Aaron Smith. You didn't see this clip. I need Envy's perspective on this. Okay. So there are 2 men on a FaceTime, right? There are 2 men on a FaceTime. One man gets offended by what the other man is doing on the FaceTime. I'm not going to give it away. I want you to see if you notice it and tell me, do you think this is a big deal? Or the man, and you too, Dr. Aaron Smith, I want you to, is he overreacting?
You call him Dr. Fearless. You can just
Dr. Fearless.
Here
we go.
You like this, Dad?
Where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
that's the wrong one. That's the one that led to us being paranoid.
I know what he's doing wrong.
Yeah,
I can tell you 20 things he's doing wrong. I've been watching the trial.
Okay, that was the actual. Hold on. Give me a second.
It's scraping. The Diddy files. No.
Boy, that
Are they supposed to have cameras in the? Is that from the Diddy trial?
No, that was a drink champs with Diddy when he was low key suspicious behavior, talking about he want to party with Fabulous.
Yeah, it was. I will play it for you to let you see how crazy it is. But this is the one I want you to watch. Just see if you see anything wrong or did he overreact when this comes on. Give it a second. It's loading up. It's spinning.
Watching the game.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't doing shit, man. I was just saying what.
Oh, get out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, player.
What you mean, whoa, player?
What you doing with your feet? Whoa.
Nigga, I'm chilling. What you talking about? Whoa.
Nah. What you doing with your feet?
Nothing. I'm sitting here talking to you, nigga.
No, don't do that with me.
Nigga, I can do this with my legs, man.
No.
Yo, don't start this, yo.
I'm not
Don't
starting
start
nothing.
today, yo. Come on,
I'm
man.
from
I'm
the
just saying what's
streets.
up with you, yo. You take that street shit too far, yo.
Listen, you keep. I'm gonna hang
Anyway,
up.
well then hang up then, nigga. If it's a problem,
Oh,
nigga, I
later
can
then.
do what I want to do.
You mean?
Well, later
Yeah,
then.
later,
I don't got
motherfucker.
time for that shit.
All right, before I get to
Oh, that's so cute. He's frolicking.
But he had some like girly ankles too. I think if he was like just a husky dude, it was a little different. But his ankles were like a little.
Nah.
It was the way they was moving. It was like a dog when the dog wags his tail. When you pet a dog, it'd be like, ooh.
He was frolicking. He was skedaddling.
So did you see? Do you think the guy overreacted by saying, "Play, you gotta stop doing that with your feet"?
No,
Yes,
feet, man.
I do.
You think he was
He
overreacting?
should just be like, I'll catch you
I
later,
do
player.
think he's overreacting, but I also respect that he was not secure enough in his masculinity to stay on that call the way it was. And I appreciate both. I appreciate that. He was
Somebody
not
with the cheesy
secure.
smile. We can't miss the smile though, because he did have his hand on his.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless you're into it. That's so cute. I think
I held the girl's face in the club, Mike. Remember you told me I was standing with the girl in VIP. They teased me for 5 months. They said I looked like I was on the Wonder Years or something with Winnie Cooper. Like it was my first kiss. They said I was talking to the girl in the club and I cupped her hands. I cupped her face with my hands and Mike.
I'm gonna get to that. Let me write this down. I'm gonna get to that story, but I want to tell a fearless story. I gotta tell y'all this story, which is, and I was fully engaged in drink binging at this moment when I saw this, and I couldn't stop laughing.
It doesn't bother me, Miss Clark.
When I saw it. Okay, so I caught the raft of Jay Black, right? I caught the raft of Jay Black because I said Michael B. Jordan is handsome.
He is.
And
You
Jay,
say
just
cute.
go.
You say
go ahead,
cute,
Jay.
but all right.
No,
You say
I
cute
said,
and handsome, but go
I
ahead.
did not say
Gorgeous.
cute.
You can say gorgeous.
I said handsome. I said handsome.
Gorgeous. He is fine as wine in the summertime.
But Jay, say what you said. Like don't.
I thought it was a violation. It was weird to hear.
Throw the
you
flag.
know,
Throw the
Mike.
flag.
Yeah, I did. I threw the. It was a flag on the play. Envy. It was a personal foul. You know, it was an ejection out the game. Like he got all the penalties. It's like, what are we doing?
Because he said another man was handsome?
No, and he was. It felt like he was lusting over him a little bit to me. Like it felt like it was too much. Like it was too much going on. It was too much.
There goes Good Friday.
And it wasn't needed. it wasn't even needed as part of the conversation. It was like extra sauce. Yeah, like,
it wasn't critical detail. It wasn't.
You could just talk about the movie. Like, oh man, now how handsome. Like we didn't
this conversation came. We were talking. One of our topics were if you're watching a movie with your girl and a handsome man is on the screen, you know your girl knows he's handsome. Like I know when I was with Stacy, she had a thing for The Rock back in the day. I knew, like, the dude is worked out, he buffed out. I was just like, the same way I got something for Making Good when I see her is the same way. And he was like, wait. You say Michael B. Jordan's handsome. You say Michael B. Jordan. I said, well, he's handsome. You don't know when another man is handsome, even by the perception of what the world gives him?
Because he had an Omari on a subscription from what somebody said.
I didn't have a Nikki. No, it was the TV B2K. No, clear it up. I didn't have no subscription. It was no envy. It was a B2K behind the scenes. We grew up with B2K. Remember, we was on the school tours. Fearless, you remember? We was running heavy with them at one point. So they had a little back behind the scenes TV show they was doing, and I wanted to watch the TV show. I ain't had no subscription. I ain't do none of that. I just say, I'm gonna watch the series. That was it. And they told me to sign up for the subscription. I did not. So let me clear that up. I was not signing up for no damn.
You signed up for an Marion subscription.
No, I just
know what happened to B2K. You knew what happened.
Jay Black, the only one who cared about the comment.
I just thought it was weird to hear Mike.
Not weird.
It was
Michael
just
B.
weird
Jordan is that fine.
All right.
It wasn't part of the plot. It wasn't.
It wasn't part. No, it wasn't needed at all. It wasn't nothing about the. No,
but I feel what Mike is saying with the crush thing. I learned that my ex appreciated Will Smith, and it only came up.
Red Table Will Smith or Independence Day?
No, this
Will
is back
Smith?
in the day. Back in the day.
Okay,
but the way it came up was because back in the day before Netflix, it was like what movie you want to watch, and people would look at people's VHSs or DVDs, whatever the case may be, whatever the era, right? And it was like 3 times back to back that she picked a movie with Will Smith. First time, it was no problem. I wanted to see the movie too. Second time, I watched the movie. The third time, I was like, wait a minute, I'm bringing this up.
Wait.
I didn't get mad. I just, you know, I said it in a humorous, you know, polite way, but I was like, you always thinking Smith, John. You know? And then she kind of like, you know, halfway blushed, and I was like, yeah, you see, and she kind of admitted it. Yeah, I always like Will Smith, blah blah, right? So like I'm telling you, like a half a year go by, right? I got this over her head. I can always say Will Smith, right? I kid you not. We was, I think it was 106 in Park. That's how long ago it was. They said, our next guest, Ashanti.
Right.
Nigga, I thought that I was just being normal. I thought that I didn't let on anything. Nigga, she said I propped up in my chair and turned into nigga, when you say caught, I think I still had the remote in my hand. He was like, look at you. I was like, what? I knew I was caught. You're like, you know what a guy do when you caught, but you still be like, you know, let me make sure you caught me completely before I admit it, right? I had propped myself up completely and leaned to the edge of the bed and had the remote in my hand and had turned up the volume. Yeah, I was like to do with my feet. My feet was going, Mike. My feet was going. Nigga, she said, look at you. I had to admit it right there on the spot. I was like, yeah, she cool. You know, I'm a fan, you know. Yeah. So, but no, people got their people. So
no, listen, I'm not even like OD on this person. I was standing in front of the radio station. I was smoking a Black and Mild. I was on the phone with Stacy at the time. We're together. I'm on the phone in front of Hot 97. I'm smoking, and an Escalade pulls up, and it pulls up directly in front of me. So when the door opens up, the person who walks out is gonna walk by damn near 2 feet from my shoulder, and Beyonce popped out that bitch looking. She looked like the video, and all this is worse. This ain't no FaceTime. This is on the phone. I said, oh shit.
You said that to Stacey?
I said it is. I said, oh.
She said, what happened? What'd you say?
She said, what's wrong? I said, Beyonce just walked by.
Oh, you had to admit it. Oh, wow.
I couldn't front. She caught me so off guard.
Can you take my breath?
It was a video.
Beyonce looking good. Yo, that's crazy.
So
it looked like a video.
So listen, we're at a club called I think it's Adrenaline. I don't know. So we're at a club. I'm at least like 6 double shots in. I'm in. Party popping.
Oh wow, you telling the story.
This is a fearless story. Party like pop out, whatever it is, to the window, to the wall.
That's what it was back then.
We dropping the music, J Ski. I'm chilling, and I happen because I want to see what's going on outside the DJ booth because those are the potentials. It's like spades. The potentials is out there. The possibles is out there. I'm like, all right, let's see which
possibles.
Yeah, let's see
possibles.
Let me see.
They couldn't get the VIP, but they're right there on the perimeter.
Listen, I was flying.
They might get a book.
So I look down. I look down, and right there is Dr. Aaron Smith kissing this chick like they on a prom, right? Right. So, I mean, head tilted perfectly, and he got his hands on her face. He kissing her like this.
I like you always add something to it.
That sauce. He had the fingers going.
But I did have it. And I never talked to nobody, so it was a shock.
Movie, John.
But everywhere we went, I never talked to nobody. Mike knows I had no groupie interest ever, and Mike would always just see me come by myself, leave by myself, right? So this was like, what the hell is going on tonight at this club? But it was a girl who looked like she didn't belong in the club. She wasn't a club person, and I just saw her like, wow, this is amazing. You like a real person.
I got so involved in staring that I couldn't. It was like I was daydreaming. I was
had the mic down. You wasn't even hosting no more.
What's he?
I looked up. Mike was right there. Like somebody's parents catching them on the porch.
Like, first of all, I was like, we're not supposed to be kissing these women in the club. Like,
you broke the fucking. You just got in the game tonight. You breaking rules already.
And I was gonna break it up. Like, I was gonna swing the mic and be like, yo, enough of that. Like, we're not doing that right.
Break it up.
I was gonna break it up until I saw him bite her bottom lip. When he started
he had stuff. He always adds something at the end.
Drumline.
Add a little something at the the end. I added a little something at the end.
That's when I said I'm gonna mind my business.
Mind business.
She
Oh,
means
man.
something to him.
She
She
got me
means don't
sweating
nobody
again.
bite the bottom lip for no
Look,
reason.
look, he's sweating. He
Oh,
sweat. He got his napkin out.
The part that's true is bad enough. I definitely was there. It was junior prom energy. I definitely had a face with two hands. So it ain't like me talking about the other part changed, the situation.
No,
I don't know what happened that night. I
was
don't know.
so shocked. I didn't even tell Jay Black till we got to work. I ain't even. Jay Black was right.
Oh, you
next to
said
me.
it on the show.
I
You said it on the mic.
I said I don't even want to disappoint Jay Black like this.
Oh man,
that feelings kissing one of these hoes.
Oh my God.
She wasn't. She was different.
She was different. She don't come out too often.
Woo,
Oh gosh.
It was as offensive as somebody get a lap dance, like you with the stripper going to the lap dance area and you hold her hand and your hands are interlocked like this.
He was kissing, LaShawn.
He was kissing.
Oh,
he said, "Girl, I'm gonna put a baby in you." Ew.
That might have been the first time I fell in love in 15 seconds. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened that night.
Excuse me.
And he looked at dead in the eye.
Excuse me, miss.
No, but on that same vibe, I guess this TikTok trend has been going around.
What's your name?
Are y'all familiar with this TikTok trend when guys are calling their homies to say goodnight?
That ain't happening.
Oh, that's cute.
And their girlfriends are making them do it. Like, this is ridiculous.
I'm literally just trying to get this temperature stuff going on with King.
Oh.
Trying to bring her temperature down. Why was that?
No, I'll just call and tell you good night, bro. Sweet dreams. Hello?
What?
Hello?
Yeah, what do you mean good night?
I'm about to lay down, bro. I'm about to get in the bed. I just want to call and tell you good night, bro. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, but nigga, why are you telling me good night?
I hope you sleep tight, bro.
I hope you sleep tight, bro.
All right, bro. I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, man. Sweet dreams.
Sleep dreams.
What do you have going? What sweet dream? Nigga, I'm a grown. What's going on?
He mad. Why you
Yeah,
mad?
bro. I can't wish that you sleep good tonight, bro.
Nigga, when in the hell have you ever wished that? Why?
Oh man, y'all gotta go to the bathroom already.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yo, what's
No,
up?
it's a bunch of them.
What's up, bro?
Where's his shirt at? What's going on?
Shit. I was finna, I said I was getting in bed. I was just calling to tell you good night.
Fuck you be, you call tell me good night.
Shit, bro. Chilling. Finna get in bed. Tell me good night. Sweet dreams.
Nigga ain't in bed.
Straight call?
Yeah. I was calling to see if you was all right. Just telling you good night, bro.
Man, fuck, nigga, I gotta go to work. This ain't all right. I'm on the way to work.
Why they mad?
Well, I was getting in bed, bro. I didn't know. How I supposed to know
What the
you?
fuck you telling me you getting in bed, though, bro?
Bro, I'm just telling you good night. What the fuck? Why you acting weird?
Weird.
Hey, man, I don't know what you want, nigga. You call Tehran?
Bro, all I said was good. I'm calling. Listen, I'm calling everybody. To all the niggas, I'm telling good night, bro. All my boys. What the fuck?
Oh my boys.
Yo.
What the hell you want, what?
Shit, I was just calling you to tell you good night and shit.
Man, you want to tell me no fucking good night?
Yeah, I just calling you to tell you sweet dreams and shit.
I'm down in the bed already.
All right, man. Well, good night, man. Sleep tight.
Man, what the hell is you doing? What?
What is you doing?
Nah, I just wanted to call you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just started doing it. Just calling you, tell you good night.
Bro, man, what the fuck wrong with you, man? You sick or something?
Oh,
Nah, I just wanted to call you, bro. That's all.
all these men are
I'm
panicking.
tired and shit, so I'm finna get ready to go to sleep.
Oh, all right, nigga. Hey, you don't got to call and tell me no more.
But it's a whole bunch of them. It's just a whole bunch. So that's like a big theme on TikTok right now. I started
They are
thinking,
panicking. Oh my God, the person on the phone is gonna think I'm gay. They
Duh, let me tell you something. Don't ever call me and say fucking good night to me, dog. I'm not playing these 2025 games. Like this is the line we not good. Listen,
Jay Black will fight right. Does that?
Let me tell you right now.
It would be a problem.
There will be a problem. Either I'm thinking that you are on drugs and I'm worried for you, like this dude done lost it, or he found out that he's about to pass away. But they
Somebody just calling you to say good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning. How was your
Have
night?
a
How
good
you
day.
sleep? How
Hello?
you sleep? How did you sleep?
Good morning.
That's good.
How you sleep?
Now, but what?
I'm a woman. I try to put a little bass in my voice.
Nah.
Good morning.
If a woman calls me to say goodnight, I'm like, now we good. But nah, we not playing those. No.
I got an issue with talking to people during those hours if it's not an emergency, like you said. Because if I'm ever like in that sleep time and I get a call, I'm already like on go mode. I'm like, yo, who needs something? What's going on? So I'm already damn near adrenaline up by the time I pick up.
Absolutely.
And even if it's just a regular casual conversation, usually I'm pretty frustrated. I'm like, yo, like it's 1 o'clock. Like don't just call to be calling at those hours because that's like emergency hours. You know,
if Jay Black
it wasn't like 10 p.m. and they were like, "Good night, bruh." Like I don't think it's the time. I think it's the act of a man.
There's both.
To another
both.
man.
Yeah, don't call me that late anyway. Yeah, if you're not locked up, don't call me.
Like, because here, listen to this. We're at the big age where I know you see the Facebook posts where people don't wake up, where people get taken out of here, and then you're like, "Well, I just talked to so and so, whatever." And I'm of the mind. I'm a true story. My friends are my family, so I tell my friends I love you, and I don't care what our presupposition is.
Well, that's different than sleep tight, sweet dreams.
I love you.
No, and I've had that conversation too. I've had people say, like, literally, like what Emmy just said. I had people say, like, "Yo, man, I was just thinking about so and so. I still can't believe he gone." That's a whole different energy right now. That conversation, maybe we can have that at 10 o'clock.
Preface it. You gotta
might be close to the edge, calling a brother like, "Yo,
exactly."
Then I'm like, "Yo, man, you right, man. Love you, bro." That's different energy than sweet dreams.
Afro Queen said it. It's because men do that to women they like, and that's the only context they put it in. So you call a girl, and you
also you breaking the flow. This is when the girl should be calling, man. You clogging up the line right now. I'm supposed to be getting these big head you up texts, and I'm talking to you.
It's not about it's not about the fact that you said women they like. It's about the word women. That's what we do it to. We say goodnight to women. We don't say like I never. Like it's
that's
just
right, Nikki White Chocolate. Everybody gets "I love you."
And when I say, if you call me and say goodnight, I say you straight. I'm not asking if you okay. I'm asking, are you straight? Like, are you straight? Like, are you still rocking?
He's checking in a different way when he said that. I heard that part of the call too. He was like, that wasn't like, "Are you okay?"
Listen, I had to like I believe dudes. I had to get used to this whole love you thing, right? Love you. And I was on the phone with a comedian, and we were talking. And I was like, "All right, man, I'll talk to you later." He said, "Love you."
Why are you laughing, Jay?
You had your hands down. You had your hands down. Just caught you.
Didn't expect that one.
And I wanted to be mature and say, "Love you too." And all I could say was, "All right."
Ditto. You were like ditto.
Right.
No, I had family members like that, like older family members, like especially men. When you be like, an older family member in your family, you be like, "Yo, I love you, Uncle So-and-so." He'd be like, "All right." I'd be like, "I love you."
My dad just chimed in. He said his cousin Joe, they hadn't talked in a long time. He at the end of the phone call, he said, "Love you." But that's different. Y'all haven't talked in a long time, and you're cousins. If Jay Black tells me love you, Mike, I'm going to find his wife's number that I don't have. I'm going to find like, "Yo, is everything okay?" Because Jay Black just ended the phone call.
He just told me.
So y'all don't even get to get older and realize that time is short. And that if you love your friends, you tell them that you love them.
Yeah, but saying you love them doesn't give me extra time. Like it doesn't.
That's not the point.
But
I think the language is the difference too.
Everyone knows how we are. We cool. Everybody
know.
gets that. We cool. We don't need to. I don't need to call Dr. Aaron Smith and say, "Yo, good night, man. Hope you sleep tight tonight." Like, what are we doing?
You know how it's communicated too? Because I told I actually had this is a pretty serious situation, but it's funny. My well, I won't say who it is because it's like FERPA. No, but seriously, I had somebody close to me who's going through some medical issues, right? A man friend of mine from college, right? So he said, "I gotta go to the doctors next week." So when he went to the doctors, I text him, and this I'm gonna keep it real. This is like the type of things that we say. I say, "Yo, dude, is you dead?"
That's the way you
He
check
texts
in.
me back.
You alive, homie?
He
You
texts me
good?
back. Nah, I'm good. I went to the doctors, right? And I'll be like,
You alive?
"Yo, I'm about to come down there, man. I gotta help arrange that funeral before you die." He be like, "Chill, this dude wilding." He said, "Nah, but he said he lost some weight, right? So he has to. It's genuine, complications." So I say to him, "I'm supposed to come down in 2 weeks. I got a conference, coming up." I said, "But I'm gonna come down next week, right?" He's like, "Whatever you got to do, dude. I'll be here." If somebody translates that to what Envy's saying, that is saying everything you're saying. I'm worried about you. I don't know when I'm going to see you again. I wanted to make sure I reached out. He's saying, I sincerely appreciate that, and it's nice to have a friend like you. That's what's being said when I'm saying things like, shut up, nigga. And when I punch him in the chest when I see him, when I'm like, look at you, you skinnier than me, nigga. You try what you on Ozempic. Okay. That means I see you going through something serious. I'm here for you, brother. You've always been a good friend. And in times like this, I'm going to make sure that I'm here talking shit to you. Not saying sweet dreams.
Well, here's the thing.
It's just the language. I'm letting him know. I want him to have sweet dreams, but I'm not going to say sweet dreams.
I get that y'all have been trained to do this thing, but it's like, if I need the translator, remember Key and Peele?
Well, we need one too for women.
The translator.
Well,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, my thing is, we don't.
There's Obama translator.
Translator.
As long as the person that you're talking to understands the language, you don't need a translator. Like Jay has never told me anything about love. But when we walked out to the car,
I was like, "What you about to say?"
But when we walked out to the car after clubs at 3:30 in the morning, and he knew people were looking for me all over Philly, and we walked to the car together, I realized that's what it is. The action was, we here.
We're gonna get beat up together.
It's gonna happen.
You getting shot up, beat up. Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna be.
It's just different love languages. I don't think it's anyone, because if a girl says, "Yo, we're gonna get together and wait and exhale," I say, "Y'all seen that movie 20 times." She's looking at me like, you don't get it. It has nothing to do with the movie.
Seriously, Nikki, White Chocolate. Like, they do the most.
Why can't you just say
I know women who have watched the same movie together more than 5 times. And as a man, I don't get what's going on. But as a woman, they're like, you just don't understand the language. Like, we're not looking at the movie. It's like us being together as women support each other. So I'm like, okay, different language. I respect it. I just fall back and let
you admit that it's a language that you've learned. It's like any other socialization. You guys have been socialized to talk to each other that way rather than say the words, I love you. And
both. It's both. It's nature and nurture. I think it's nature and nurture. I think that men are less vocal in every civilization.
Okay, slow down, because there is actual science that says that in a conversation, men use 100 more words. I don't have the document in front of me than women do.
In terms of vocabulary, or in terms of how much they talk?
In terms of how much they talk.
No, women talk more than men. Women use more words than men.
All right, let's go
on average. You can look it up.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'm gonna give you all the reasons why men over 40 make definite boundaries, and why we don't say good night and call each other and be like, hey, good night. The reason why is because people like this have made it that we have to create boundaries. This is Diddy talking.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, when you put my bag
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No,
I like that.
Shit. I'll be practicing. I got
Did he just call the man daddy? That's the first one. That's the first one.
I feel like you should not.
Yeah, I love this drink. I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, when you put my bag
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping. When you scrambling and scraping for shit. You know?
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go over with that one.
Make a wish. Blow it out. Your birthday every day.
That's the reason why guys have definite boundaries now in 2025, to let you know this is what it is, and this is how I express myself to you. Because the dudes like Diddy, really, I thought it was the opposite.
Envy. So Envy, they said they thought it was the opposite.
Well, yeah, but the comedians, even Mike would know. Men have a lot of jokes about this. When a woman will say, "I went through this and I feel this way and I can't understand why this is happening," and they say, "Well, this is 2 men having the same conversation," and be like, "Yo, you want to shoot some ball?"
Did I do
like,
that?
Yeah.
No, that was me. I was trying to see a background.
Let's get a beer. Right?
Well, it's simple stuff. Like one comedian said, I came home and I got some news, and I just talked to my homie, and he said, he got engaged. They're gonna get married. Got the date, and he told his wife at the time, and she said, "Tell me all about it." And he said, "I just did." And she was like, "No, tell me everything." He said, "I found out everything," because Jay told me he got married. He never told me he got married on the beach.
Mm.
I was like, oh, I saw it in the pictures on Instagram. I was like, oh, congratulations, good looking. Yeah,
No, it's a running joke.
Like
who's the famous comedian that told that joke about the getting to the point of the story? When he's like, she says this and this happened and this happened, and when, and then she said this is details, and so and so who has been out of town, and he said if a guy tells that story, it's like you said, it's gonna be like, yo, so and so is like Jay got married. No woman in the world is gonna explain a wedding in 5 words or less. No woman on the planet.
I never asked him why he
Jay got
me.
married. Yeah. She's gonna say, what color were the dress? How many bridesmaids? What did y'all? How many guests? Where was it? Was it a destination wedding?
Nobody there. But
if a man started talking about my wedding in that many details, I'd be like, you all right? I went to Fearless Wedding.
But here's
they had flowers over the ark. I'm like, whoa, bro.
Here's the issue with that, and I respect and appreciate that that's how y'all were socialized, but the inquisitiveness, like the natural curiosity about your friends, is seen as gay. And so a lot of you are spending so much energy trying not to be seen as gay that you don't ask questions that somebody like it's perfectly normal. Jay Black, you got married? Oh my God, where'd you get married? Or whatever the case. Like, it's not, do you know what I mean? And it's just a question.
But this is the thing to that. When you say we're trying not to be gay, it wasn't. It's because I didn't care. And it doesn't mean our relationship is that I was just like, oh, he got married.
But you prefaced it by saying, if I had asked, or who, I don't remember verbatim how you said it, you said, you'd be like, are you all right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody had heard you ask a question, the question would be, are you all right, for asking about your friend's wedding?
Well, that was a good night. But my thing was, I was like, oh, he's married.
It's knowing the outcome. Yeah, that's it.
And I think there's a gradation that women don't understand about men when it comes to these concerns. They go straight to gay, when a lot of men, for good and for bad, have issues with just communicating. I'm not saying good or bad, but that's an issue with a lot of men. There's a lot of men who have an issue with vulnerability, right? So girls always say gay, homo. No. There's men who are like, yo, you seem soft. Because of survival, and if Jay Black's gonna be the one walking me in the parking lot, that's like there's other things at play, and girls don't see the other things because they're not growing up with the fist fights and all that. But there is a fear and a concern, right? Some of it's connected.
But I'm saying, so I use the word gay because that's the.
But not just you. I'm saying that's usually what people say. They go straight to that.
No, because that's the languaging that is used. But what I'm saying is gay, soft, you a girl.
Vulnerable.
You a P word, whatever the case, these are all the same general consensus around being perceived like a woman.
You get what I'm saying? So. No. Being a soft man is just being a soft man. You could be a punk as a man. You can be weak as a man. And to me, to say throw like a girl, that is a pejorative to women. There are men who don't stand up on business, and any sign of that. Any sign. People look at people's clothes and if you look like you won't go,
it's still socialization. This is still a group of men who were taught by a group of men to be like this.
Well, no, animals even do this though. It's not just animals do posturing and they do all that kind of stuff and they show dominance, right? And they do roaring and they do different dances to attract women. Like there's a lot in nature that shows some similarities to what we do as men.
That is reptilian brain. That is, I don't have.
But it's still nature. It's still nature though. But I'm saying nature plays a part too in how men behave. I feel
like that's an excuse.
Sometimes, but it still plays a part. I'm not saying how much of a part. Some people can overemphasize how much it plays.
Most men don't care about the details, MB.
I don't find that true.
Somebody getting married, I'm not thinking, yo, well, who walked you down the aisle? Well, who was there? What colors did y'all wear? Like, that's never what a thought that I would have.
And I wouldn't tell the truth, but I'm going to say the truth. But for me, and I can say this only because I'm divorced. My first thought is, how much is it going to cost me? I pray these Negroes are in the United States. And how long will I have to be there? Those are my first 3 thoughts as a man. Because I remember my wife saying somebody's getting married, and I found out I was in Philly, and I exhaled like hell. Ooh, local, no hotels, no plane, right? We went to a destination wedding. My whole time from the wedding to when I found out was, I gotta make sure I have some money put away. It's gonna cost me like $3,000.
And they gonna want the gift.
She gonna want to eat. I can't go there budgeting. It's gonna be better. Hopefully, they got a lot of food inclusive. Like I'm telling you, she is preparing dresses. She's showing me outfits. She's talking about people she hasn't seen in years. Her experience from the announcement to the wedding was completely different than mine. A month later, I'm looking at the bills, paying stuff off. Like, oh man, I wish these niggas never met. Like, I didn't care nothing about anything they talked about for 3 months straight, but I wanted to stay married. So I sat there nodding, and I went to the dinners, and I smiled and took all the pictures. But if I want to be really honest, when I say we don't care, it was beyond that. I was frustrated. I was mad they were together. It's gonna cost me like 3-4 racks. Destination wedding. So if you like your friends, get married.
I would just say, Mike, men, even Miss Clark agreed. Men, we don't care about the details of a wedding. It's, oh, you got married, done. We're not thinking, what color scheme, who walked it down the aisle, who was the flower girl. Hey, what the like?
I don't think I care about those details either. That's not what I'm talking about. There are questions, general questions that you might have, though. Do you know what I mean?
It's to a fault. We don't communicate to a fault. There is an overlap here. It's a Venn diagram from what Envy's saying. We're saying, yes, men need to do more communicating. Men need to not be so that part is true, but it's also true that this is how men do. Men don't do it as much as women. And I think there's something to be said about us being equal without being the same. And that's fine.
And it's a weird,
that's not even the conversation that I'm having, but okay.
No, but I think women communicate differently, and I think the way that they like the details and things, I think they're better at it. I think it means more to them.
Socialization. It's socialization. It's socialization.
But socialization also is impacted by nature. If a woman has a menstrual cycle, there's a certain conversation she's going to have with her mother that men don't have with their fathers because it's not necessary. There's a necessary bond that happens with women. There's a natural thing about bodies. Even we talk about the whole feet thing. Some men are just never taught because they have no reason to pay attention to it. If a woman is ever that neglectful of her hygiene, there's going to be a whole lot of complications that have nothing to do with whether she has a boyfriend.
You're not talking about nature. You're talking about socialization.
You naturally bleed every month. That's nature.
But real quick, everybody is socialized.
They inform each other.
Washing your legs is.
But if you don't have a natural rites of passage where you are taught about hygiene and self-care, and women usually have an elevated understanding because they have a different responsibility by nature.
I need to know what the leg washing rites of passage is. Just please let me know.
Because a woman is going to be told about hygiene and cleanliness and have a regimen and responsibility at like age 12 to 14 that sometimes men don't get by the time they're 50.
Bullshit.
Right. We need a quick break. This is our break.
What is equal demonstration for men?
Something I want to eat. I need some cheese, tomatoes, and
get your jazz hands ready.
Break it up. I need some pizza. Every time I want that pizza. I go to David's Pizza.
He about to call twice. Say good night.
All right.
I tell my son to wash his balls, but if he doesn't, it's not the same as menstruation. It's not. My daughter has a different responsibility than my son right now with hygiene. It's a different lesson, different connection to the parent. It's different.
Ciao.
It's a different secret too, because the fact that they don't bring dad into the conversation, it's a very different dynamic in the family when women get together and talk to a woman about that phase of her life. Men never have that conversation. It's not like, yo, I heard you had a wet dream last night, son. All the men gonna get together and talk to you about what you need to do and how it doesn't happen.
And why not? And why not?
There's no purpose to that. Well, how the sheets were stained or something. Or
I gotta chime in here because that was traumatizing to me. Because I didn't, and my dad did talk to me, and I gotta give a salute to my dad. My dad actually talked to me and came down, and I knew it was serious because he lit a cigarette, and he lit the cigarette. He said, I swear I'm not making this up to be funny. He said, your mom found some stains in your underwear. I'm just gonna tell you, it's natural. He went just like this. He said, it's natural. Just don't do it too much. And that was the end of the conversation.
Oh.
And from that moment, I said, what is too much? Like, he never gave me the parameters. He never gave me the number.
Yeah, and that's why they don't talk about it.
Was it 2 times a day? Was it when I wake up and go to sleep? Was it when I come home?
That's very different than napkins versus tampons versus going to the store versus all these things happening sometimes without dad being involved at all and brother even knowing.
Dr. Fearless is because of socialization. Women throughout history have made the moon, the menstrual, the goddess. We have made the passing of the blood for the girl. We have made it a thing. In society, they've made it a thing. Oh, she had her first blood. Think about all the TV shows, whatever it is. They turned it into this.
Look at Mike. Look at Mike. Uncomfortable. He's so uncomfortable. He's so uncomfortable. There's a difference. There's a difference.
The difference is we have recognized that women be menstruating means that babies come, right? And every man wants a version, right? And so, she had a first.
That's all part of it. I'm conceding all that you're saying. I mean, I'm just saying that it's not all socialization because there's something to be said about nature too.
What would happen if from the beginning of time, the child's first, the little boy's first ejaculation was treated as sacred? Son, you can now get a woman pregnant. Oh my God, this is such
I still wouldn't care about the details and stuff though. Like there's still some things that would be prevalent. I understand what you're saying. I agree with a lot of it, but I think that nature still plays a major role.
No, the nature is the nature of laziness, the nature of I don't want to talk about it, the nature of discomfort.
That's part of it.
And y'all don't want to get past your discomfort.
That's part of it.
Conversations you need to have, and so you got the blind leading the blind, kicking the can down the road.
We agree that's part of it. That's not all of it.
All right, wait, bring it up.
But that's not all of it. This is what I was talking. You never argue in absolutes. You never argue in absolutes because only one instance could prove your argument wrong. That could be prevalent. That could be part of it. I'm conceding that it all plays a part. But I said I think I might have been before you got on. I said the whole nuance thing. It's more nuanced than most people argue in any given point. I can't say that everything is socialization. That is not true because nature does play a role even in how we choose to socialize or how we emphasize what we socialize.
What you're
I'm just
saying
both play a part. That's all I'm saying. How much of a part? We can all debate all day.
Convoluted argument because you're saying, sure, nature plays a part because we're alive. Dun, 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 dun.
No, because of testosterone, because of estrogen.
Okay.
All right, so real quick, that
would say there's nothing special about a woman. There's nothing special about estrogen. There's nothing unique about childbirth. There's things very unique and special and sacred about all of these things. Even men with their
I'm a woman, and I'm letting you know that as a woman, those things might make me special because I'm a woman, but they don't make me special as regard to socialization. I have control over how I show up into the world.
That's all true, but you're still a woman.
So wait. I have an opinion, but I couldn't because when she said first blood, I needed a break.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat. America loves to eat.
It's being chicken. Everybody.
That's the face I made in the hospital.
So,
let her take a break. She went in earlier. Let her take a break.
She had an exhausting discussion. This has been great. You guys done ran me.
Boys at the first
nocturnal ejaculation. I didn't even know he had a word.
I talked to my boys about their first of all, there's no nocturnal in front of ejaculation. So ever.
You're waking up.
It was natural and they can now make babies. Listen, nobody has a proper explanation for me on what it is, because I'll tell you what guys won't think about. Whatever was on their mind when that first wet dream happened. No guy will ever talk about, because we're so confused. I told the mister he needed to talk to our son about morning wood. Goodness gracious. And he said,
a YouTube video.
Find me a YouTube video.
My mom.
That made me angry. Made me angry. That's not angry. When we get angry, we play that.
What's the lady that chimed in yesterday with the police officer lady? If somebody was talking about everything from UTIs to yeast infection, responsibility of buying napkins and everything else, and I said, yeah, I get morning wood. We both go through something. That's how that feels to me. If a guy jumps in a conversation when women are talking about all the stuff they go through, he's like, yeah, we go through stuff too, because sometimes I wake up.
She got big dash.
And I don't know how we got here, but the journey has been great. The
eternal nature versus nurture debate. We didn't start it and we can't solve it, but it is a debate that's ongoing. How much of who we are is nature? How much of who we are is environment and society?
What was Ashley Newman's comment? She got a bunch of sons. Yeah, I have 4.
Nikki was talking about. Wait, where was it at?
Ooh, I should have
I've never understood.
Oh, this was Nikki. This was Nikki. Her boys, they nasty ass socks. So I guess she's saying that they,
Wait a second. Wait. Put Nikki back on. Put
we can't end on crunchy socks though.
Yeah. Put Nikki's comment back on. I've seen this in movies. That's
where I learned it from. White people in movies.
I have never.
I didn't think it was a real thing. I thought it was a joke.
For a sock. I've never been like, oh, clean up on aisle 6 and I'm gonna use this. I've never,
because you gotta put the sock on. Maybe that's why his feet was stinking.
What's the next comment? Maybe that's why his feet was stinking. Come on, next comment. Okay, all right. Go back to Lady Q. Go back to Lady Q.
With you.
Go back to Lady Q. Now, Jay, the fact that you said find me a YouTube video, why couldn't you just go by your experience and be like, dog, you're gonna wake up some days and it's gonna be aroused and you're gonna be,
it's nature. It's natural.
It's nature, and you may have had a dream. Sometimes you didn't have a dream. You just woke up like that. Sometimes it just happens. So relax, chill, and you're good. Why did you need a YouTube video?
I never had those conversations growing up. You figure it out. So I don't know. It's like
but that's the problem. That's the problem. You guys have had to figure it out. Just figure it out. Boys will be boys. That's just how boys are.
When you first wake up, you gotta wait a minute before you go to bed. Just give it a couple minutes. Everything will settle down.
Or you gotta stand away, or just stand away from the toilet. Sometimes it's a fun game. It's a fun
game. Physics, the trajectory, right? I just put a video in the chat. I looked it up on YouTube. It says the science of morning wood. There's a YouTube video.
It's a YouTube. See, I know.
I put it in the chat so you can share it with you.
It's something easier to break the ice.
ASAP Science did a video. It's animated and everything for young people.
Oh, he sent it in the chat.
I will. Before we get out of here, I will say this. This is I agree with both of you. You've made some valid points on both sides. I will agree with Envy on this point, and I think this is a point that
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What is this? What the fuck?
No.
Don't play the video.
No. I just
get out of here. Don't be making us your homework assignment. That's on you to try and catch up. But this is one thing that stood out when Envy said, guys have been made to figure it out, and that has been a problem. The figure out thing. Because when you figure out stuff that have to do with sex, it's a very dangerous game when you start figuring it out. So the conversations need to be had on the figure it out. Because they just sent us off. They just sent it, and Sexy Mo used to hate when I said this. They would send young boys off with all these hormones and this testosterone and this morning wood. They just sent us out the cage like damn predators.
And then y'all become lords of the flies and you figure it out with each other and you're all wrong. And so now you have whole culture and society wrapped around this ignorance. And that's all it is. Nobody told you. And now you want to protect it because that's what you know. And so now it becomes even deeper embedded. You pass it on to your sons. You pass it on to your son's son. You pass it. And so that's why I'm not saying that there isn't some nature involved, but what we got here, this culture that we have of misogyny and whatever else, that is based on the socialization, just sending boys off to do whatever, and everybody just agrees.
Now, I will give another example that women are with socialization. I was very offended that I'm left out the conversation when my daughters did get to that point when they started having. It was like, don't tell
their
Dad.
menstrual.
Why wouldn't you tell Dad? Like I'm living in the same house as you three. It's not a big deal. I had a sister, I had a mom. I get it. Now, I don't get it, but I understand. Like, y'all ain't got to walk around me like when you can't go to school, all of a sudden you don't want to tell me why. What is it? Like
negative socialization goes both ways.
Yeah. Right. So somewhat.
Because if you can't tell that man, then years later when we're keeping secrets from the husband or the other man.
I will say it this way, that a lot of times women, especially Black, brown, and indigenous women, are made to feel embarrassed by our cycles. We're made to feel like we're dirty. We're made to feel like something is wrong with us. And so a lot of women, to avoid that issue, they try to keep it private. Well, and then also it goes down to a lot of men are very immature about it. Do you know what I mean? So
we're not the one who called it first blood.
I was talking about how they talk on TV. I was talking about how they talk in TV.
Well, that goes both ways too with the sex thing, because a lot of reasons why a lot of men don't go and seek the information and the guidance is because they don't want to get looked at, and a lot of people immature about people not knowing, right? Because no man wants to be like, yo, I don't know nothing about sex. I'm 19. Like, the stigma goes the same thing. It goes both ways. Because the reason why people aren't going to jump out there and have these conversations or to seek this information is because no virgin wants to walk around talking about I don't even know which hole is which. Like, nobody's doing that. They like Jay said, they'd rather just go figure it out.
Which is scary business.
No, both ways. It's scary because when the women start having separate bank accounts and not telling the men anything, you can't get mad at them because they were raised and socialized to not even tell their father the truth.
I was never made to feel dirty about my menses. We actually had a whole class about it in the fifth. Yeah, I had a class. I had a
fifth grade sex education class.
I remember they separated us and the boys. I was like 4th, 5th grade. The boys over here, the guys over there. This is the hilarious part about it. I went to a Catholic school, so the people who gave us the sex ed talk were nuns and priests.
Mm-hmm.
The irony in that shit. All right.
Is it? Because I feel like if you pay attention to the stories.
And thank God I had a wonderful experience in Catholic school. I really did. We used to play baseball. I guess, we used to, but it is the irony in that. Yes, Ms. Clark, same. Help education, which, they wanted to take that out. All right. So, JC, you're going to have a chit chat. You now have a YouTube video that you can
I'm gonna go
watch it first and see what points you would like to emphasize, and all about the morning wood. Yeah.
Talk about it. All right.
The science of morning wood.
The science of morning wood. I don't know about this, but we're gonna see.
And then you can talk to him about nocturnal ejaculation.
Oh, damn, like not back to back though. Damn, I'm like, that's a creep. Like
in the same day.
Yeah, like what's that?
They don't even smoke cigarettes. Today he's gonna have to smoke some cigarettes.
Dad, you all right? You straight?
Yeah, right.
And Jay Black gonna be like, good night.
Start calling Mike. Yeah, good night, Mike. Just want to tell you good night.
I won't ever talk about sweet dreams. Heard you can have the sweet dreams.
Please do. Please call each other and tell each other good night and tell each other that
I will hang up on y'all so fast. I will hang up so fast.
I would be so confused, yo. I would be so confused. I'm like, what the fuck?
Especially we were just on the podcast. Like, I just talked to you, nigga.
No, before the podcast. If he said it, if he had done it now, I know. But if he had to be like, yo, I just want to say good night. I would be like, I would give him such the benefit of Jay. I'm not drinking. I ain't in relapse, right? Everything's fine. You know that, right? Nah, I just want to say good night. Sweet dreams. This one just don't want to play so much.
But a lot of guys who don't have a father figure.
I got a phone call.
Mike, Mike, I just want to tell you good night.
Oh, I got a phone call. No, but I do know a lot of guys who don't have that kind of energy around them. They do benefit. So there's a lot of positives in that energy that has its issues. That energy has its issues. But there are men who need that what's up, punch in the chest conversation, like I said with my friend, because a lot of people never get that. They're in the house with all women and they don't get that energy. So although there's a lot of negative aspects to that directness, that do it yourself and figure it out, some guys do need a lot more of that in our society because they're always around people who are like, oh, baby, did you fall down? And I remember the first time my son fell and started crying and looked at me and the mom. And the mom was looking like she's about to pick him up and coddle him. And I just stopped it and was like, he's all right. And you know what he said when he got up? I'm all right. And I said,
All
that's
right.
the difference. That I said when he got up, I said to her, I said, he needs both. Because I knew later on she was still going to, coddle him. But in that moment, my role was to be direct and to not communicate a lot and to not emote. So I don't want to miss the value of fatherhood and manhood and the fact that a lot of times it ain't about no talking or emoting or sweet dreams. A lot of times you need somebody to be like, you all right, get up.
You good.
And he needed that. They told my daughter she wouldn't be able to ride her bike. I gave him a FaceTime message 25 minutes later of her riding the bike. You know why she was able to ride a bike? I told her that she could. I didn't tell her nothing about falling down. I didn't tell her there was any chance she couldn't do it. She was like, what should I do? I said, no, you just get on me. You put do like this. And I held it. She's like, see, it's easy. And I kept that energy going for a good 20 minutes.
Okay.
And by 25 minutes, and I told, and even the mom admitted, she said, I would have never. And I said, it's okay. There's many things that you do that I could never. I'm not saying better or worse. I'm saying we got roles to play. And we've been socialized and naturally we play our roles and we balance each other out.
So I have a similar story where my mom was riding Aubrey outside on her bike and she fell and she broke her tooth. And Aubrey, her whole face was all swollen. And she was upset and she was crying. And she said, I'm never getting on a bike again. I said, well, you're going to get out right now and do it. So that's not a mother-father thing. That's a parental thing.
I gotta write this down.
And she got back on the bike, and then she, with a broken tooth and her lip bloody.
Men nurture and women are disciplinarians, but it's traditionally
not a
we still know that
disciplinarian. It's
whatever you call. I mean, whatever you call.
We gotta wrap
there's,
this up.
there's exceptions to every rule. Yes, there's women who play both roles, there's men who play both roles. But what I said about manhood is going to stick because there's men that are going to hear this and say, I know just what you're talking about because they've been with a father and a mother. And even Jay nodding, it's not because he agrees with me or you. It's because he's in that role and he knows what his role is sometimes. And if he's not there, maybe a woman could do it. But nothing's changing this. This is thousands and thousands of years. And people have debated it for years. And men have always
Just because it's been thousands of years doesn't make it correct, sir.
All right.
It is what it is.
Go to the last comment with Ashley, and we're gonna talk about this on Tuesday because I do Jonesy. Well, I'm off Monday, Memorial Day weekend. So everybody have a good weekend. Memorial Day weekend. Also, Stacey Mitchell and Miss Clark are going on a cruise. I want y'all to have a good time. I want y'all to be very safe. I want you to keep your drinks in front of you. Y'all grown women, but y'all need to be reminded. Don't you be just grabbing those drinks. Y'all have a great time. Everything, Miss Clark. You never know. The single life might be over after the cruise, or you might just get some good cardio. You never know. So Ashley says, when we were talking about the young men going through that time when wet dreams happen, Ashley said, yes, Nikki, I keep condoms in here like toilet paper. Better use them or have keys to your own. My question is, why is it when a wet dream happens, y'all automatically have okayed us to have sex? Like, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying what you guys are saying is wrong.
Was it okayed or just being prepared in case? I don't know because the condom. I don't know if the condom.
I don't know, but when I saw that, I'm going to talk about that. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. Not saying y'all doing anything wrong because I totally understand sending and making sure kids are aware of condoms. Everything. I did the same when talking to my daughters, especially my oldest. What we had our conversations because we just have a lot of conversations. Ashley, you have to. Ain't no babies in my house. Okay. What's more influential for fathers with daughters or with sons? I don't know, Cypher, but it's kind of the end of the fucking show for you to be asking questions.
That's a whole new topic. He's like, next topic.
I gotta go to work
next week.
He knows, and he knows this.
You know what time
all right.
The energy.
Thank you, Envy. This is a great surprise.
Yeah, we needed it. We need the balance.
It was a great surprise. Thank you, Dr. Aaron Smith, aka Fearless. Jay Black, you don't get no thanks. You're here with us, and we're here all the time. All right. For Jay Black, Sexy Mo, Envy, Kamari, Amani on Wednesdays with Here's the Thing, Dr. Smith on
and Lady
Friday.
Q jumped in.
And Lady Q for wokeupinspired.com. If you want your hoodies, you want your t-shirts, you want your mugs, you want something customized, DM them. You know how we get there. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Fight for your happiness. Don't let anyone, any circumstance take it from you. God got you. We are gone. Gone.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth's heard.